Around here, this is more than a game. It's family, it's culture, it's legacy. A community that understands the work, respects the grind, and honors the journey. From the hardwood to the highlight moments, to every player chasing greatness. This is where passion grows, where fans become family, where standards are protected, where women's basketball lives. Welcome to Everybody Loves Juju 12.
Welcome everybody, and Everybody Loves Juju 1-2 Talk. So we're opening up tonight. Oh shoot. I got the wrong background up, y'all. That's not it. We're on the wings. We're on the WNBA tonight. This is where we are. We are talking about Seattle versus Dallas. Let's go. Tip ball. Dallas got the ball. Paige is dribbling. Looking for AZ. AZ with the three. AZ has really found her stroke, y'all. They're playing like they played in college right now. Who shot that? Jordan Horston. Jessica Shepard. To Enrique. Enrique pull up for the two. Oh, that would have been nice to have a drop for her. Look at AZ going after Tisa Heidemann. Heidemann for three. Bam. Off. Paige with the rebound. They did start. What's my girl from Villanova? Damn. I don't forgot her name, guys. Gustav. What's her name again? On Dallas. Because you know I like Awak, but they're saving Awak to bring in off the bench for some energy travel. Okay, so I'll tell you who's in right now. How y'all doing? I'm sorry. It's dinner time and I got caught up eating my dinner. I didn't want to be on camera. Jordan Horston starting. Stephanie Dolson, Letitia Heidemann, Flajay Johnson, and Jada Milburn starting for Seattle. For Dallas, we got Jessica Shepard. That's it. Maddie Segrist, Enrique Gumwale, Paige Bueckers, and AZ Fudd. There you go. So let me see. So Zaya didn't start. So I knew that wasn't going to last long. She doesn't seem like a starter to me, a starting guard, like lead guard. I think that would be Jade. Damn. Flajay, they can't, nothing is falling for them. For Dallas. I mean, Seattle. Enrique, can you hit something? Damn, we lost your shot. Oh, Enrique. Okay, Flajay. Out of control. Slow it down. It's just 5-0, y'all. Welcome back. I'm glad you guys are joining me back at 23 in the that have tuned in. Stick with me now. If you caught some of my live, I appreciate some of you that went on ahead and subscribed. I appreciate that. You guys have been a blessing. I think I got like 30-something subscribers over the weekend. We had a great time over the weekend. Chopping it up, talking hoops. It was such a great conversation. I hope I provided, more of a balance. Because I didn't want to dogpile on Caitlin Clark, but I did want to bring my balance and my clarity, or my thoughts, I should say, into the situation, and really just hone in and get it off my chest how I was feeling, because it was starting to get out of control. And anybody that's new to watching the game. Hey, RC, what's happening? What's up, young man? Jew, you liking AZ right now, huh? What's the AZ got going on? Let me see. She opened up with a 3. Did she hit another one? Let's see. She's 1 for 1 with 3 points, so she just hit one. You notice Jade is starting for and not Zaya Cook, which I think is fine. Come on, Flajay. You gotta drop. That's too hard. You are hitting the back of the rim, sweetheart. Go straight up and then follow through. She got a lot of spring in her leg. And I know she tried to not go up as much as she normally has to in regards to Flajay. But what she needs to do is lean back a little bit. She's leaning too much forward. Come on now. We got our family in there. I'm ready to see her cook. Hey, that a foul? No. Rique, boom, steal it. Nope. Blase bringing it up. She's looking. She's going to go all the way. Nobody stopped her. That's what she needed to see. She read that perfectly. There was nobody to stop her. See, Enrique, we talk about Caitlin Clark, RC, but Enrique the same way with her defense. But Enrique at least been trying to work on it. Because she was so bad. AZ actually is another one whose defense was questionable. And she stepped up and been able to hang in the lead. Did she have that little dry smug? Ugh. Why were they interviewing? They had an interview with her. They don't play today. Let me see. No, the Lynx and the Mercury play. Why were they interviewing her? They must play tomorrow. Let's see. Do they play tomorrow? No, they don't play tomorrow. This week is the big game, of course, between the Dream and the Fever. I think that'll be the first time they've played this this season. And people still stuck on that Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark crap. Oh gosh, she's trying to find her shot. I could tell. She done took about 4 shots. She's trying to find it. It was like a little presser. Okay, where can I find that at? Where can I find that at? So those of you who follow me and also are USC Trojan fans, as you know, Juju's opening day will be in Las Vegas on November 2nd for the Hall of Fame series. So men and women will be playing. So Juju's game will be against the host, UNLV, on November 2nd, which is a Monday. So check this out. The code is Trojan if you're thinking about going, and you go, somebody sent me the link. I think it's through AXS, and then you go to the school pre-sale. And so I got my ticket, y'all. I'll be sitting behind the bench, and I get to see my Juju opening night. What up, Looky Way? It's plastered on YouTube and Facebook for sure. Okay. YouTube. Okay. I wanted to see Alwyn play tonight. Yep, but you get to see her. I've seen a little bit of her. She literally hadn't even been in town 24 hours. So now it's been a while. So now I get to see her kind of like fresh and just jumping in and things. So I'm excited for her. Bougie, stop it. What up, Jay? Yeah. For those of you that was looking for the homie JJ, JJ just joined the chat. Everybody. Everybody's not all here, but yo, we had a blast, man. I hope you got to go back and look at a little bit, Jay. I know you gave me a shout out because I got over 1,500 views. It was just crazy. It was just a crazy time, RC. I was reading everything you were saying. It was just so much. Nephew came in, and I had a guest speaker. I've been working with MDT. It's been a pleasure because that's a Midwesterner who's an Iowa fan, but a reasonable one, and doesn't claim to profess that they know everything. But just from a casual perspective and viewer, he could definitely see things that need to be to improve and understand where we're coming from. I mean, you could just watch the game and see what was going on, and it's no different than I probably have talked about when I've talked about. I used to talk about AZ that way. I used to talk about Enrique that way. Years ago, I used to talk about Kelsey Mitchell that way, like with her defense. So I don't understand. I got a question, Drew. How is she starting point guard, but she can't beat? When is the last time Caitlin beat a defender off the dribble? I mean, that would be what she like. Reese was cool, but some of his takes are crazy. MDT is immediate awesome addition. Thank you. I hope MDT comes back. I don't really have MDT's email, but MDT for sure may join for fever games because they give us a fever game every week, without a doubt. They get to come on once or twice a week. And RC, that alone, when you have eyes on you like that alone is cause for discussion. That's all. People why are they talking about her so much? Well, because you're shoving her down our throat. You're putting her before us. So quite naturally, we're gonna talk about her. I was shocked Cheryl and Shannon told the truth. I was too, Milky Way. I was just talking to Jay about that. I was actually pleasantly surprised and pleased that Cheryl actually used her voice and platform to tell the truth. And she didn't do it in a disparaging way. She didn't pile on the kid in pleasure because she's one who doesn't apologize for being a fan or even glazing her, and she giving her props, but at the same time the real Cheryl should be able to say when you're right and when you're wrong. And that I gained tremendous respect for her. I look side-eyed at Sue because I know how Sue kind of waters shit down. But Sue, I was like, Sue, you stuck in, yeah, however, but the ref, we know how refs can be. No, Sue. Clark herself said it had nothing to do with ref. Like I told you, they scored 84 points. The Fire scored 100. That's all you guys had. You weren't going to beat the Fire. The Fire were more balanced, had deeper amount of points off the bench than you did. They played together. They played in cohesion. They stuck to the game plan. They listened to their coaches. They had studied you and had a strategic plan and just stuck to it. And they just outcompeted you. It was nothing like it didn't need to get crazy the way it did. And then of course the game before you lost by 2 to the Bucks. So what is the problem? Don't go and throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's like, get better. And that's all Cheryl was saying. Take it personal to her, because there's no way we can say, oh, well, it's a team effort. Oh, they need to clean up for her. No. At this point, no. Everybody is trying to handle who they have. You need to do your part, Caitlin. Shannon was one-on-one spreading that narrative about veterans being jealous. Exactly. but they couldn't see the forest for the trees because they don't watch the games as much as we do. We've been watching longer than them, and we were trying to. Cheryl too. She didn't know who she was. You catch some highlights, you get some games here and there, and you catch her on a good day. You're gonna think you've seen something like some. I know Cheryl does not think she's never seen that before, but let's just say you see something magnificent, but you don't. But eventually stuff was gonna boil over that we've been seeing, and it did. Carla is her, and I promise you, I was licking my chops to watch her play in Portland. She's a good one, and Bus Caitlin, she busted her butt out there. She did because Carla Late, Veronica Burton, Janelle Salome, all of them were on the Valks, and so it was so much going on in that guard spot that I think the trade, bringing Gabby over and everything was great. Hold on, guys. So what you say, fam? You said Kaden has to want it, stop over complaining, play ball, lead as a star on the court, and all. And then lastly, play smarter, take care of the ball, and take a higher percentage shots. I agree with you 1,000%. What up, Chicago? I agree with you. I'm happy we're finally able to see these great ballers compete. Oh yeah, this is a Commissioner Cup game. That's what's going on tonight or this week. Who you guys think will be in a Commissioner Cup at the end of the day? Who will get who will get enough points? Let's see. I wonder if this time, I think the Aces are trying to play to be in it, and I think the Dream are trying to play, and they're trying to get a showdown. What could be the finals? But don't count Dallas out. What do y'all think about? What do y'all think about Dallas this year? Do you think they're figuring it out? Commissioner's Cup started today. Yeah, Jay, I agree, Jay. I hope I'm not wrong, but I agree with you, Jay. It's Atlanta versus whoever. Atlanta is competing, and I think they still are trying to figure it out. I don't think they have reached their ceiling. You know how some people get out the gate and they're just too really good early on. I don't think that. I think what Atlanta has, they definitely have not figured it out. It's something missing. But the one thing that Atlanta does have, in my opinion, is they have heart. They compete their ass off. I mean, I think they came back from 15 points twice. They played better without Enrique. Oh, I didn't want to say that, but I kind of alluded to that. That's damn, Jay. You jumping in with the hot takes, because last game I went over. I was like so excited for Jessica Shepard, and then I think that's when AZ found her shot, and I think Paige got up about 19, and I was just talking about, all these players. I was talking about other players. And then I go to the box score, and I think I saw Enrique have 0. I was like, ooh, okay. And I said, okay, well, let me look and see what else, maybe something else that she did. It was just, Enrique was just getting cardio. I was like, what are you doing? How are you impacting this team? It's almost like she's doesn't know how to play this modern game that these youngins are flooding the league with partly fundamental, partly free flow game. You know what I mean? And I know she's not, free flow is more like her game, but then she doesn't really have a full fundamental package to understand how pick and rolls and spraying and back picks and the whole lingo of how these kids play. Like, what made Kiki and Sony so special was that Sony was like, listen, when this happens, you do this. When that happens, I do this. And they communicated with each other. And I was telling somebody last night, there's not enough communication right now with the Fever. It's just not. And Caitlin gets too into her world of like I'm not performing well. And it's not all about you. It's like, you're supposed to be the point guard or the lead guard. Why are you not like you used to? Do your pick and roll with Boston. Get other people involved. Spread the wealth. Talk on the floor. Boston, you used to talk a lot on defense. Where are you? Why are you not helping? Like, they're looking at her and they're like, hey, I'm busy trying to guard who I got. I ain't got time to. And then Maisha Hines came out of nowhere to, like, this is one sequence. She came out of nowhere on the switch that the team did. Like, they crossed over and she tried to help Caitlin, but Caitlin, instead of staying home, she went where Maisha was, which left the other person, which tells me I don't think she really understands defense at all. RC, and you're a fan. You've been watching for a long time. So you need to tell me what she doesn't understand how to rotate on defense, or they're severely behind on the rotation. She says we, and I'm like, no, you are. It's not them, it's you. Stop saying we, is your ass. Anyway, RC said links all day is fee for me. What we still talking about? You know what? Fee. Let me tell you, fee. I don't even know what the word is. She got motion. When the woman ain't even played, and we still want to put her in the best of the best conversation. Are we going to play Justine Pistat or Bree Hall or Van Sluten ever? Yeah, you played Van Sluten the other day. I saw her get in there. I have not seen Pistat, and I have not seen Bree Hall, no. But you did play Grace Van Sluten. You did. Iowa did. I mean, Indiana did. They did. You missed it. She wasn't even in there long enough to kind of get a feel of what was happening, you know. Oh, Jessica. Oh, Jessica. That tip to yourself was amazing. Okay, Zaza. Okay, Zaza. I see move. Get who you got. Talk to each other. Hey, I'm gonna tell you the truth. RC or Jay, excuse me, Jay. And maybe she could be good somewhere else. I really think Odyssey, Za, Paige, and AZ is all you really need. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest with you. they just get it. Okay. I keep thinking she at Iowa. I think I think she's full of shit in front of the camera. I don't really care about what she says. I think I did see it. I think she said, yeah, at the end of the day, you know, man, she has my back. She has my back more than anyone, you know, my coach and, you know, what she say, Coach White or Stephanie, whatever she calls her. Nice grab, Jessica. Oh, god damn, Fly J, you just sat on a woman's back. And she played it off like it's all good, and it's like, and I agree with you, RC. It's all good until it ain't. So I don't really care what she said. I need to see changes in behavior. That's all. No arguments for me. I told you before the season started, Rika needed to get her bag elsewhere. You did. So I'm gonna go with you. You did. Damn. Why everybody hitting back of rim? They hella strong. Stephanie White ain't going nowhere. When these happenings, Caitlin gotta throw out silver spoons and get some plastic silverware. Meaning stop entitlement and go get it out of the mud for once. Period. She wanted to have this illustrious career where she came in and she was dominant from the get-go. And only real generational talents can do that. She did what she did. She woke those guards up and put them on notice. And I like that she did. She put them on notice. She was breaking records. She was doing things that hadn't been done in terms of statistical things. And her team was really working with her. I mean, they were trying to help her get triple doubles, you know, and all this. I don't really know. And I think that was Sides that was doing all that. But we all know that the team got further without her. And she has to be willing to, same with Enrique. Like Enrique is still on the bench, right, guys? Yeah, so we brought in Alicia Clark, AZ Fudd, AZ. I don't think we can get by Flajay. Hold up. Somebody need to cut. Oh, there's Enrique. Damn, Enrique should have cut. Shoot. Go, Jessica. Ooh, go, Jessica. Ah, it's not falling today. Hey, they up 2012, though. Juju, USC style will have CC wanting to tap out. And you know this. That's like a Washington. I want to see Washington play the Fever. Ooh, damn. That should have been. There's MD. You ready to come up? This is MDT, everybody, introducing, if he's would like. We're watching, of course, Seattle. And thank you, Jay. Thank you. Jay been busy and ain't even and knew more than what I knew. I think, and the reason I thought I said that is because Washington sort of plays, USC style. And I was like, there's no, if that's true what RC saying and what I'm thinking, Washington should be able to beat them. Because there's so much going on. There's so much. Oh yeah, I remember because I was telling you guys on live, they left. I said, there's no way. And I think Boston got, went out with a cramp. And I'm like, Boston, there's no way you can guard Secure, and Kiki at the same goddamn time. And if we take out Secure and we bring in Betts, then you still got the same problem. And that was the day I was like, why are they not bringing in Tim's to work with Boston? Because if she thinks she can handle Kiki Irfin and Secure, no. 80-foot already got more ready WNBA frame than CC. Most do. Kiki as well. Kiki Rice is surprising everybody. Kiki Rice is hooping. I knew Kiki was just going to be level-headed, play within herself. And yeah, steady. She's so steady. I knew she was just going to just, to the point where, Marina and Slim get beside themselves that, she's the one that's like, okay, I need some level-headed guard in here. And that's when Kiki comes. Will always have a place. Because she don't try to do all this extra bullshit. She's just steady. Good evening, MDT.
How's it going? Can you guys hear me okay?
Have you been watching, or did you just tune in?
Well, I saw the shout out and I thought that was nice, and I saw your comments. And I thought maybe that was a calling card. You showed up on my feed.
Yeah.
And I appreciate what RC said, appreciated what you said, and that was very, very nice.
Yeah, and one of my regulars, Jay, is back in introducing. I was been telling Jay about you, and then Milky Way is here. Yes, we can hear you good. Just got home, balling. Cheer. Home. What the game look like? I mean, it's starting to warm up. It's just they're hitting back at the rim, not really falling. AG opened up with a beautiful three, but then everybody else is just trying to connect. I mean, they're getting the shots. It's just not really falling. There's nothing really to complain about. I mean, I think they're just filling each other out, warming up. But if those shots that Seattle are taking start to fall, they could catch up. Real easy. Jose is just doing his thing. He's not doing anything special to exploit anyone. To me, on Seattle to pull away, but he's definitely in control. There's nothing for me that is telling me that Seattle has anything to win this game.
Have you gotten into any of these comments yet? I think I heard you talk about this stuff a little bit. Do we want to go into this, or
hold on?
Or are these like tired topics that we've been discussing a little much lately?
Yeah, I've been talking to him, RC mostly. Hold on, let me see. Raven is normal and poised, composed. That's what Stephanie wants. She doesn't want a circus carnival at point guard. No, she doesn't. Just got okay. Content creators and CC fans out here capping and acting like Caitlin is safe from all blame. They refuse to hold her accountable. I refuse to be in that fan club. I need her to be better or step up. Yeah, RC is an Iowa Casey fan. So MDT, what do you think about what RC said?
About right here, or just comments that he put up before?
Anything you want.
Well, it's a fluid situation. a lot of folks making a lot of content out of it. I know Stephanie White and Clark had a press conference today where they sort of addressed this. They look like they were closing ranks a bit with some of their commentary. I'll ride with Caitlin saying I'll ride with Steph. Steph is saying I'll ride with Caitlin. We'll get it all worked out. Uh, Both have characterized what's the circus surrounding what happened as a narrative that isn't really true, and people are just running with it for clicks and such. And I think Stephanie White even said, yeah, if people are doing it for financial gain. That's true to a certain extent. And somebody asked me this morning about this very thing, and closing ranks was probably a top of my list. Get your message right, and be sure that you don't let things like this happen again, to where you're going to get your fan base talking about this stuff. But right now, like RC said, over on the CC content creators, it's cesspool over there. I was listening to a live stream a couple hours ago, and it got heated, and people were going at each other, and a lot of unsettling words being exchanged, and fire Stephanie White, and Caitlin Clark is being sabotaged. She's being abused. I mean, just everything and anything that's out there. And I don't think it helps them win. I don't think it helps their basketball program. I don't think it helps women's basketball. I don't think that stuff helps this league. And it's just very, very odd to me. And I thought Caitlin Clark said something very, very poignant to me. She said, look, we're 4-4. We're 4-4. We got to get some stuff worked out. So let's see here. Do I think CC is entitled and problematic? I wonder if you would give me, what do you mean by that? Just from a privilege standpoint, or does she act like a spoiled brat? Is she too emotional? Is she too entitled? That sort of stuff. Is she making her situation worse there in Indiana? Is that what you're asking me?
Some of the Caitlin fanatics have held her accountable. I agree, and said she needs to get better at defense. They are even fed up, but are complaining to the refs. And I will say the CC YouTubers are only blaming Stephanie White. That's what part of what he said.
So I think she complains too much. I think Juju and I are aligned with that. I don't like the histrionics. I don't like that from anybody. If you want to be a leader, you've got to kind of rise above that stuff. Some people liken that with passion. Okay, fine, but the public showing up of teammates and coaches, I've never been a big fan of that at all. I don't like that at all. I think if you want to be critical of your teammates, take it to the locker room. If you want to get into your coach, go to the locker room again. These messes you shouldn't have to continue find yourself to clean up. So let's see here. Stephanie White gets fired. Yeah, a lot of folks feel that way. Well, that one, I don't know. I thought you meant CC, but there are people who definitely think that Clark might be the issue. You might be in the minority with that. But I know the other way people would leave if Caitlin Clark left.
So Jay said yes to all the things you were saying in terms of her question. What's up, Thong? Impose Thong. Yo, what's up? Okay, I like you. You're fair. Yeah. Fair.
Yeah. Look, when I watch, I live in an area where our local college football team was just crazy good for a long time, and it made the people crazy. So when they lost, they behaved as if somebody did something to their children, or they lost their job, or the wife cheated on them or something. It's crazy stuff like that. And then something about that didn't make sense to me after a while. And then you get into this and you start watching sports. You can be passionate, but if your team's not playing well, you kind of understand, hey, this isn't the end of the world. And then if you cheer for a team that perpetually doesn't do well, then you might find yourself becoming more of a fan of basketball or sports in general. So, like, for instance, today, Indiana's 4-4, but I'm still watching this game tonight because I want to see Olivia Miles play. I want to see if Flo J is going to do something. want to be able to come on Juju's channel and be able to talk about stuff. So that's where that comes from. But I do appreciate that. Thank you.
I agree with you, Thong. Caitlin is definitely can make each other better. She's what Caitlin needs. I agree. I don't know if RC said, I don't know if I can find the CC clip, but it's a video clip. And CC was raising hell, crying at everyone over a call. And I watched the crowd reaction. They were looking at her like she's nuts.
I bet that exists. I bet it would surprise me if that exists at all.
So, I mean, though, okay, I'll say this. When she explodes, she did it in a preseason game against Nigeria, like a game that means it's a goodwill game. When you play, like when I was in college, if we played an international team, we exchanged gifts, and it was a goodwill thing. She took it as if she was playing in the Olympics or something, or that it was the final 7th game of a series for the championship. She's hyper competitive. And that was not necessary. It's a non-conference, means nothing game. Goodwill game. And you acted unbecoming to our guest. And you don't do that. Okay? You don't. That's one of the things we talked about before we went out there when I had to play Puerto Rico or somebody. And she doesn't have a clue or social cue. Like, you are blowing up like a maniac over nothing. There are 40 more games and you're, at the time, and you're getting so worked up over every single call as if it's only you that is experiencing getting a no call. And it's just unnecessary. Okay, it's like she thinks she's the only one anyone is there to see, and sometimes I feel like I feel like the hype is getting to her. That's all. I think she's starting to believe her hype, and no one, in the beginning when something is new and shiny and people don't really. I tell people all the time. I know that the vets don't watch college games to that level. They probably see highlights. They probably tuned in as you started to come in, but they don't watch the games like that. And so in the beginning, no one wanted to be shown up by a rookie. So they guarded her and they played defense the way they play defense with anybody, maybe even more. And so, and the way she collides with you, she does this thing where she goes in, out, and she's like, boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, girl, you're causing half of these collisions to where these calls are very marginal to me. I don't even know myself which way do I want to call that, a block or offensive. It's so ridiculous. And I feel like I don't see that this year. I don't see anybody angry with her or intentionally going at. They're just playing basketball, in my opinion. MDT, is Olivia Miles already showing signs of being better than CC? Oh,
scary good. I said that in the comments. Scary good.
I think she fits well. I think she fits well with her team, and she plays. What makes her better is her attitude, and what makes her better is her coachability and her relationship with her coach. I enjoy that, and I enjoy how she looks like. Like, if you want to say better, what people. And I'm trying to do this in fairness, because what some people are going to say on the Caitlin side is records. They keep talking about records being broken, records this, records that. And I've seen some of the things that Olivia has already done. They said she's the fastest to this or the fastest to that. It's always something. But my thing is, like, who cares? It's almost like records are listen, when I won my first championship, right? And in the individual sport of track and field of 100 meters, not only that I set a record, I won the race. The record lasted almost 10 years or more. That's a good amount of time, maybe more, right? But guess what? that record can be broken, but you can never take the championship away from me, ever.
Right.
So which one do you want to have, a record or a championship?
I'll tell you what, if you want to talk about who's in the better position right now in terms of team chemistry and winning and coaching, and it's Olivia Miles right now. Not dealing with a lot of that noise, not having people saying things on social media platforms. There's something to be said for that. So fair or not, you know what, deserve it or not, it's a great situation for her. And I wish all players could just play under those conditions, to where it's just about what you do on the court. There's none of the extra noise, and you can do your thing and enjoy playing the game you love. So, because Caitlin Clark now doesn't look like she's having as much fun as the Caitlin Clark in 2024, especially second half.
Well, okay, second half, but she stopped looking like she having fun a long
time. Even last year coming in, it looked like a job on her face.
Yeah, last year she didn't look like she was having fun. And the only way she's having fun is her talking shit. Like Jay said, Gino said, Cece dishes it out just as much as she should, as she should be able to take it, but she's not built for the physicality. And I totally 1,000 agree with that. She's not. Her body is not built for the WNBA.
Skylar Diggett said something to this point. She said, I came in and it was rough, and I had to build myself up physically to be able to stay in this league. Mm-hmm. And
it's not about that somebody is beating you up necessarily. It's just the weight of these women. They have gotten their womanly body. They weigh more. You know what I mean? They're not coming in weighing 125, 135, 140. They're weighing about 166, 175, and above.
It might not even be like just like a pure physical thing, but a psychological thing in terms of growth. That too, that you have to go through those things, because in any sport, they say this in professional football, they don't care how many Heisman's you won. They don't care how many national championships won. They care, can you help our team win games now? And that's it. If you don't get better, it doesn't matter where you were drafted, you're going to find your way out of the league. That's true in all these major sports. So
I remember RG3, he came out with a lot of noise and came to the Redskins, and they were ready to take his head off, and he didn't last. Some people last and some people just don't. Some people, like Kobe, was super skinny, but so wiry, so flexible, so athletic. But you knew he was going to need to put some meat and muscle onto that body. And every year he did, to where his guns, he got the tattoos and his arms were huge.
We could go further back with Jordan. You were there for Jordan.
You remember Lisa that? Leslie was skinny as hell. I can name a lot of people whose body. Candace had to transform. Everybody had to go through it. I'll tell you guys this. One person who really came in because she was declared the next Michael Jordan was Shamika Holsclaw. They were beating her ass. And the only reason she didn't last is because of personal problems, but a lot of it was hard for her. It was really hard for her. And then Candace as well. Candace rose to the level of occasion. She rose so tough against it that she became the Rookie of the Year. Obviously, you know this, and the MVP. Because it's a mindset. It's a mentality that you have to have. Say, y'all, I hate to say it, but you know what Caitlin is giving me? Ben Simmons vibes. Oh, okay. What do y'all think about that?
Well, I got to tell you a little story about this. So after the Dallas game to open up the season, where it was either that one or the one after that, Rasheed looked just ordinary, and wearing the back brace, sitting on the pad, the towel on her head, uncomfortable look on her face. And I kind of went back in memory and kind of thought about things. I said, wait a minute, she came into the 2025 season hurt too. all these soft tissue issues. They seem to migrate to different places. Missed games, came back. Missed more games, came back, and then finally they shut it down. Missed the All-Star game, and then she hurt her ankle. They didn't really talk about. And then this year she comes in again hurt, and it's something completely different.
Yeah.
So RC said Ben Simmons, and I said on somebody's live, I said, she might be less Larry Bird and more like Jimmer Fredette. That may be what we're talking about. Somebody who had a similar NCAA career. Yeah. So because I was just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because everybody was expecting her to come in and score 30 points every game and 10 rebounds. Like, that's not what you're getting. And why is she hurt coming into the season 2 consecutive years?
I said this. I told you what I thought. I told you about in my monologue about the golfing and Steph Curry and
what
Tiger
are you doing on the
Jordan.
off season? And you know this. You know this too. If you got some back injuries, those don't go away just overnight.
Yes, Sahara.
And
yes.
if you're an athlete, every little tweak. She even said herself, like, because people were saying, well, you were playing minutes in Puerto Rico for the World Cup tournament. She said she came out and said, listen, but I wasn't playing 32 minutes a game.
And that's what we're trying to get you not to do now. But your people are complaining, but yet you're sitting over there feeding into them complaining with your miserable ass face. Now, Asia, if you notice Asian non-conference game, she's smart. She wasn't playing a lot. She was letting the rest of the team get chemistry because she knows when she's insert herself, she's tip-top ready. And then even as the game started in regular season, she's not playing a lot of minutes until you really need her. And because she knows how long of a season it is, and she knows as time goes on, she's going to have to play a lot of minutes. Okay. But Cece and her people, we're not sitting up here, dang, we want to see Asia. Asia, hurry up and get to the court. We don't do that. Calm down. Like, let the girl, at first I thought it was like, for me, if she's going to put on muscle that she's never had or weight, then I would suggest something that we didn't really have in our day, which was, now extreme stretching, yes. But Pilates, you need to stretch those muscles because they'll bunch up on you. You got to stretch them out and get them flexible. And you got to get used to your new found strength and body. And let the coach know, hey, I need to come out. I need to sit down for a second. You know what I'm saying? But to me, it's like, why, like you said, did it go from groin to lower back? Like, what was you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Who is your trainer? You make $20 million, I heard. You can't find the best of the best. Look at Juju's body. She got the best of the best working with her knee, her rehab, her trainer, her probably personal trainer as well. I mean, she got Coach Johnson. Right here. She got Aaron Tillman. She's probably got the massage therapist. She knows what you can look at her body. She's got access. And it's like, what are you doing?
I think this one's for me. MDT, bro. I don't need 28 points from Caitlin every night. Just give me 12 to 18, 8 and 11 assists, take care of the ball mostly, and be a true professional, be coachable, and keep a poker face. I agree. If you're winning, a lot of this stuff goes away. And she doesn't need to do 28. And I wasn't referring to you, RC. I know where you're at on this. It's just a lot of the noise and the people making a lot of noise out there. And it's loud. So I'm sure you were paying attention to what those folks are saying. They're not talking about injuries. They're not talking about bodies breaking down. They're not talking about back injuries. It's all, hey, why are you making these crazy substitutions? And if she is,
so what substitution are they referring to?
Who?
Are you talking about the one where she has to come out because it's a defensive stop they need and she'd be a liability? Or
no. The last game where they were up 8-2 in the Portland game, we saw this, and she came out with
13 points.
Yeah, 330, and then one guy finally came on there with some sense and said, "Listen, I don't think that would have mattered. They would have got boat raced anyway. What about the rest of the game? So that was a great point that guy made. So, and I just question why, if you're taking her out and she's still putting on the back brace after the 3.5 minutes, sitting on the pad and
wouldn't that
towel on
tell
the
you
head,
something?
that says, hey, maybe we're trying to manage her a little bit, and you don't hear that narrative over there. So,
and I'm trying to. That's what I honestly thought that's all it was, because I heard about what's her name? Your girl, Boston. I heard about her, and I see her. So I just kind of thought exactly what you just. I didn't think anything was wrong. I thought they were trying to. I felt like Raven would be capable to get in, and then I said Timpson was doing fine. So I didn't think too much about it. I thought they're trying to like get them well.
Yeah,
I didn't know that they were freaking out about losing. I guess because they were an expansion team, but that expansion team beat soundly New York.
Well, Juju, I know you're watching basketball. I know you love basketball, so you're watching all these young ladies come up and do their thing. So it isn't just about USC or one team; it's a bunch of different teams. You're trying to catch a lot of it, but there are folks that only watch Indiana games, don't paying attention to anybody else. They don't know that Portland upset the Liberty twice. They don't know that. Yeah, they don't know that. They don't know any of that. They saw their narrative is we should have never lost to this trash expansion team. They're anywhere. So they're not thinking about it in those terms.
Well,
it's comical.
They better start. It says, Juju, if you are CC, Sabrina needs to be your case study. Sabrina? Oh, I used to talk about her all the time because Sabrina is so, I don't know what you mean by that, but this is what I'm thinking. I used to get on Sabrina as well because in the very beginning, but I knew that she came in with a bad ankle her rookie year. But I was like, what is the big deal about this one? You know? And then I started to grow fond of her. But what I grew fond of was that it took her a minute, but she started being able to create her own shot. She's trying. And then she would try to, I was like, okay, Sabrina, you need a floater, sweetheart. You need to get to, and she would try, and she would get it off sometimes. And she would get so excited. And I would get excited for her because I was like, there you go, Sabrina, you know. And then she would like, and then she was just terrible. She was like this slow, like she got lead in her feet, white girl playing defense. And it's like they're not able to go east to west. And so I used to be like on Sabrina's ass too, because that's all they would talk about. Sabrina this, Sabrina that. But hey, when she had the 3-point contest, mentally, she showed me a hell of a lot. Was she in front of everyone, like a Billie Jean King moment, except for Bobby Riggs was older, terrible, and she was playing a really fit champion in Steph Curry. And so I was like, when they went for the 3-point contest, I was impressed with Sabrina because she lived up to the moment. And if she lost by a basket, but Caitlin is supposed to be known for that. And Caitlin wouldn't even rise to the challenge for fun. She won't even like do the 3-point contest. Reminds me of LeBron. He didn't even want to do the dunk contest. Like,
what was there a narrative surrounding Sabrina when she came out?
That she was gonna be, she was rookie, she was #1 draft pick. And because the COVID, we didn't get to see Oregon play South Carolina, so we don't know if they would have won the championship. And then she was super close to Kobe. A lot of NBA players loved her, like she's just cool people. So there was a narrative that she's just, great white hope as well.
But not to this extreme. Not
to this extent, because Oregon has other sports in the area, but Iowa doesn't. There's nothing really to do. And I think what they told me was Caitlin filled a football stadium for a basketball game, and so their whole thing is look at the attendance to see her. And that's what makes her like, she's going to bring this eyes and that eyes to the game. But you messed up when you went to say that not only is she going to bring eyes to the game, she's going to be the best in the game.
Yeah, there is a phenomena when you take a Midwesterner. It's a nice story. She checks all the boxes so far as the mainstream media. She's winning. She's an exciting player, logo threes, competitive, very demonstrative when she plays.
She doesn't look like she can play, they told me, and that, like look at this little guy, Steph. He looks like a little man walking down the street.
Yeah, it's a good story.
It's a good story. She looks like a regular Joe Schmo. She looks like and so when you see them get out there, you root for them. Because they just look average, but they're exceptional. And so you're like, whoa, you can relate. More people can relate to Steph's average body than you can to LeBron's body.
Right. Hey, here's one. I have a question. Are the Fever better without Caitlin? And if we say yes, how soon do you place her on the trade market? I don't think the Fever are better without her. I think
you don't. Why not?
I don't think they're better without her.
What did you just see, MDT? You just saw that last year. They got further in the playoffs and they won the Commissioner's Cup.
I did.
So
they played well.
No, they played very well.
They played well. I'm giving them their credit. That's true.
So when have they played better with her on the court? Tell me before you say something like this. Is the thing you guys do. You say that, but you have no evidence.
Well,
I just gave you evidence. I gave you two situations.
Yes, you are correct. Okay, but it's still a subjective opinion nevertheless. So for me, still had a winning record. I still think you add to their talent pool if she's on your team. The big problem, and this is what I was getting to, is can this work out with her? Can they make that work?
No, that's not what he asked you. That's not what he asked you.
Can she make that work?
No, that's not what he asked you. See, I get what you're saying,
but you're correct.
But that's not what we're asking you.
You're correct.
All you had to do is say this. Yes, they have been, but I think in the long run is what it sounds like you're saying. They need her and they will be better. But in actuality and evidentially, empirically, they're not better with her.
Okay.
You understand what I mean by that?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But did go to the playoffs her rookie year too. Didn't get as far.
Went further,
but they did. That is correct. One round. But she still wasn't there for that. And this question here does not mention anything about what happened before. That's he didn't ask that.
That's what he's saying. He says, I have a question. Are the Fever better without Caitlin? And if y'all answer yes, how do you place her on the trading block?
That doesn't mention anything about what happened last year. And it's
how else are we going to compare? What are we comparing?
You could say, well, I like the talent better this year. I think they can work it out.
I don't like the talent better this year.
Well, that's still a subjective opinion.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Let me tell you why, MDT. It's very clear that they haven't solved the problem of replacing Natasha Howard. That's very evident. Okay, and the exchange of guards that were coming in were veterans. Odyssey, Ari, semi-veteran. Also, what's the girl's name? You guys, get her name. I was gonna say Aerial Powers, but she didn't make that much of a difference. And then there was another one that came from Connecticut. She was bringing Petty. Petty came over. Yeah, I got to go look at the rest, but I'm gonna tell you those Colson went down, and then Sophie went down, and then they brought in speedier guards to play along with Kelsey, to play along with Natasha, and to play along with.
If you're asking Boston. Me if they should have kept Howard, hindsight being 20, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say for sure that was a mistake. I don't know why that occurred.
I don't think they could keep her. She did. She's a free agent. She didn't want to be there.
Yeah, and if that's the case, then that speaks to another whole other problem. So the second part of this question, where do you place her? I think this speaks to what Juju was just alluding to. All right, so if she's having trouble there, where's she gonna go? Because I think you talked about this yesterday. Who's gonna take her in? Where's that likely to happen? So
I don't think it will. She does her the way some people, you can plug them anywhere. That's their skill set and the way that they adjust and adapt. They can play in a lot of different systems. She can't. The system has to be built around her. That's what I think, guys. And I've said it yesterday, RC. The system has to be built around her. Basically, all of the top teams that, I guess, if you want to plug her in to help a team win a championship that's already in contention to win one, or are you trying to plug her in somewhere to help create a championship team? Because all the top teams already have a lead guard or point guard. So anything else after that, there's nobody that would want to that needs her on to play. That nobody needs a point guard. I don't look at it. I don't look at the Sparks. I don't look at Phoenix. I don't look at New York. I don't look at Seattle. I don't look at Washington. Even though, listen, Washington needs a guards. That's what they say. Even though we got, but I like the foreigner. What's her name? Floric that just came in. She's a bigger Georgia Amore to me. They don't need her there. And then you got expansions. I like Kiki Rice and Marina and them. She can't Cleveland. Go there. And then stop before you say all that. That's funny. But we're talking about what we have right now, because I don't know what Cleveland's philosophy is going to be. So I can't say that. So I'm just really seriously, RC, I'm seriously naming these teams from the Lynx to, I'm naming all these teams. I'm really serious. They better figure it out there at Fever, because she doesn't fit anywhere. And marketing wise as well. And that is a huge, like with Juju, that's a huge thing, marketing wise. She doesn't even sound like she fits the comments. I like Layla Lacan. They're good. The Valkyries, she don't fit the Bay Area. She don't even look right in the Bay Area. I thought it was Portland until I saw Carla Lake over there, and I'm like, oh no, leave them alone. They're fine. I'm serious as a heart attack right now. The only team that she, when I see her face, I kind of thought about New York a bit, but I don't even see her fitting there. She does not fit anywhere, guys, but where she's at. So the only person that's going to be affected, but Stephanie White is an Indiana legend. She's Miss Indiana basketball. She played for the Indiana Fever. Like, she's Indiana. She wore number 22. If I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, it's like they need to figure it out. Somebody showed a clip of Ty Lue and LeBron going at it. Ty Lue's like, I got this. Ty Lue. I'm like, first of all, LeBron, Ty Lue, he played for us. He played for the Lakers. He's a legend over here. Like, you need to chill out. You did that in Cleveland. You got in Mike Brown's face. You acted that's why LeBron likes Caitlin, because they both act like each other. And LeBron was one of my favorite players early on. I just kind of thought that his size and his build would make him one of the greatest players of all time. That's what it was about him. Not because he was skill-wise. I would rather watch a Jordan than a him, but at the same time, I knew his body and his build would take him far. But honestly, she doesn't fit anywhere. Cece doesn't know how to play off the ball. That's what Jay said. She has to have the ball in her hands like Luka. I think cohesiveness is better without her. But to say she isn't contributing would be false. Also, true. I agree. I agree.
What you said about having to work it out, that is the absolute best option for all parties involved. Because I think I saw a comment where somebody was saying, this is from RC, most fans want her traded or White fired. Kind of why I asked. My opinion is that either Clark get with the program or fall from grace. That could absolutely happen. I don't believe in her leadership. Yeah, needs some work there with the leadership. So, but the best way is to work it out, close ranks, get on the same page, and whatever deficiencies you got to get on those right now, because the noise isn't going to stop. The criticism, the critiques are not going to stop. And if they want to win this season, you're saying that she can only play one way, but she better figure it out. They better figure it out there in Indiana, because to your point, unless you're going to wait till Cleveland opens up, I don't know what the answer is.
I mean, I don't know, because, it's funny because Natalie Nakase, I remember I watched the whole press conference, a lot of the presses before they even start picking players, and she wanted an up-tempo, fast-paced game, which to me is how Caitlin plays. But the thing that I think that she wouldn't necessarily go for a Caitlin is because not only does she want that, but she wanted players that play defense well. Not just play it, but play it with pride. Play it like you're on a string together. That's all. And that's why I can't, because I was like, well, the Bouts, she might fit there. But LA, I mean, no, me being from San Francisco and Bay, that don't fit her.
Yeah, that's why I say Cleveland. I know I've been joking about that, but that's still part of Midwest.
Detroit, right, it is, but we don't know who the coach is my point. When Natalie came there, you could say, everybody was like, Kiki played at Stanford. Why don't she, she's coming out. I bet they're going to pick her. We were thinking of people that played nearby in college for fandom's sake. But no, Chin came all the way over from UConn, and because she's Asian, we have a huge Asian population in the Bay. I mean, huge. Most of my friends were. And they come out and they love her. Her jersey sold out. And she hadn't even hit the floor. And she wasn't even one of the best players coming out of college. As a matter of fact, she came over from, the Ivy League grad student 5-year thing. We didn't think she was that good. I'm watching Caitlin Chin recently, and I'm seeing her getting better and better and better. Although I knew that's what she did at the level that she's in. But Coach Ariyama was like, I just need somebody that can handle the rock, can handle the pressure, bringing the ball up, would allow Paige to play off ball. Like we're asking Caitlin to understand. Sometimes you need to get off ball. Kiki did it. Kiki was a point guard the whole time, but she played off ball. Charlize Ledger-Walker came. Charlize played point. Sometimes Kiki did, and then Charlize played off. And look at Charlize. Charlize is hanging, and people told me that they were shocked that I was right, that Charlize Ledger-Walker would make it this far. But I knew Charlize before she hurt her knee, and she's still not even at the level that I thought she's going to be. Cece doesn't know. Let me read Jay's thing. Cece doesn't know how to play off ball. She has to have the ball. Okay, that was the Luka thing. I hear people saying that a lot about the Luka thing. I think they are better without Cece, but the owner likely prefers the money over the ring. That's a great point.
Yeah, she definitely added value there.
That's a great point.
But if they aren't winning a couple of years, that I don't know how long that would last. So.
Yeah, so it can last a long time, because although I told you this, although Candace won the Rookie of the Year and won the MVP, it took her 9 years. But we never gave up on her. We never thought to trade Candace. Every year we were there rooting her on in the stands, wanting good things to happen. It took us that long to get the right pieces to go with her, because she's never allowed her team to be the bottom of the barrel. And as long as Caitlin is there and Aaliyah is there and Kelsey is there, they will always be a middle of the road team. They're never going to hit rock bottom. So how will they ever get the draft pick that another draft pick? Like they started off that way, when Kelsey was there and Alyssa came second pick in the draft. And then they got the number 1 pick in the draft, which was Aaliyah. right? And then I don't remember if they made the playoff. And then they added Caitlin, and I think they finally made a playoff.
Yeah.
And they got swept.
Yeah.
This is what okay. So then it's like a steady progression, and I don't know why everybody. I didn't think that anything else was going to change like that, but everybody's like, they got on Christy so bad because I think they wanted this microwavable that she's so powerful. Like even with Juju, my Juju, as much as I think about Juju, I don't have an expectation of her going to the Comets or to the Sparks. I just want her to go there. I don't see her going there and taking them to the second round of the playoffs or to the finals. That's not my thought with her, because, and I do that for myself because just like when she got to USC and then they were ranked 21, I was pleasantly surprised to see this child get to be the number 1 seed and get to the Elite Eight with a hell of a chance to go to the Final Four. I mean, they actually were right there on the verge. But I know that they could have. They should have, because UConn was all banged up, beat up, all kind of shit. That should not have happened. But they lost. But they got further than they should have. And the same thing with Ju. I'm not putting that pressure on Ju to come in and change a franchise and from the bottom and go straight to the to the final. That's what we felt from the fans, is that you guys thought that she was going to tear people up.
And to that point, Clark has given pressers where she's talked about the pressure to perform 3 separate times this year already.
I think I heard it the other day. So you're right. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, it's just kind of in my mind, just because, that's the other thing. So I got to tell you about this, and you might get a chuckle out of this. So you see athletes give pressers, you see coaches give pressers, and they don't want to give you anything really. They just want to use platitudes and phrases, coach speak, players speak, but every now and then you get a nugget here and there. And Clark does that a lot. So with this, you kind of are looking for a bit of a pattern of when she said the same thing a couple different times. And she's mentioned social media. She's mentioned pressure. She's mentioned.
But wait, don't lose your thought. Why did she? I heard her say she mentioned social media, and I was like, Kaden, when did you start getting on social media? Because you told us that in the rookie year you don't even mess with that. You don't even have an account. Right. You don't. I don't.
Well, in your rookie year, no, there weren't a lot of expectations. She played well that second half of that season. Things are going well, but with the social media, she obviously has people telling her these are the narratives that are out there.
That's what we said. We told her that your boyfriend was on there, Guyton from Iowa was on there making these derogatory. Your brother was on there. Don't tell us that. Girl, go ahead.
Furthermore, he's called out the media twice already in these pressers on 2 separate occasions. So that tells you, you're giving us a very little, but you're also giving us a couple things that make sense too. You've already admitted that the social media thing kind of messing with you a bit, talking about her injuries and the mental game that you have to play to get over that. So we can see that it's getting to you. The issue with that is your opponents see that too. And you think they're going to have any mercy on you when you're on the court?
No, absolutely not. You just gave me fuel for fire. Like, what are you doing? Stop giving, you never let people know your weakness.
You got the respect of your opponents. If you really think Paige is like, oh, Caitlin's having a bad day, I'm not going to light her up tonight. Think Kelsey Plum is saying that?
No.
Or when she flies out to Vegas, is Kennedy Carter going to be like, hey, I know you're having a bad time.
It's her job.
It's my job to kick your butt.
Job. Whoever I'm to guard. And it's something that I've been saying, Cheryl said. I was like, damn, she doesn't know that already? I was like, I would study like Sue said, study your opponent, their weaknesses, or, their tendencies is what she also probably wanted to say, and be ready for that, and to exploit it or their tendency to go left, to go right, or how they're gonna guard me and what I need to work on. Like, what are you guys doing in between, like the travel, when you're traveling? A lot of stuff got to be on the plane. There's so much more technology than we ever had available at their fingertips. It's ridiculous. There's no excuse.
Yeah, those other teams are not giving her any quarter.
And they play the same teams over and over and over and over. They don't have a broad, selection. That's why I used to like the Pac-12, because if you lost to them once, you get to see them again. We used to play them twice. And now it's one and done in the Big Ten and the SEC. And then there may be two teams that you play twice or one. You know what I mean? So it's like, you got to figure it out on the fly. When we got to the Big Ten and we won the regular season Big Ten, and then UCLA got us by 5 for the tournament, we won the regular season because we defeated their asses twice. The undefeated number 1 team, we kicked their ass. But the thing was, we were new to the travel. We lost to Iowa. Everybody, you lost to Iowa. But did you see the schedule and how it fell and how they had a week off and they had Caitlin Clark working with them? And then da-da-da-da-da. Am I making excuses? Hell no. But I am telling you, that's a lot of California kids play to be traveling to the East Coast and going from sunny 80 degrees to freaking below zero. Stop it. And I had a bunch of freshmen on the team, and Jew was just a sophomore. Come on, like there were so many dynamics that I was so proud of their resilience that it was ridiculous. And I feel like the same thing, a lot of parity is because you have to like set aside a bunch of players, right? When you have an expansion, and then you have to set a bunch of players and they get to pick from them. So all of these teams get to add pieces to their team. And a lot of these teams, all of the teams are new, trying to figure things out. So I wasn't even tripping off of the Fever like that. I didn't even have any expectation. I was just waiting to see their identity and their culture. Like, how are they going to adjust with adding her? I don't understand why they keep putting this pressure. What are they looking for?
Yeah, it's definitely. I think on one of those pressers, it was almost like she was pleading to her fan base to tone it down a bit, and they weren't listening. I could say that.
Oh,
they were not listening.
She said that.
Yeah, I mean, that where I was telling you when she was talking about the mental aspect of coming back from injuries and pressure to perform and wanting to do things the right way and coming back and then listening to all the noise. And I think that was a plea. Hey, tone it down a bit. We're trying to do our best here. And the narratives that are false anyway aren't helping, that sort of thing. So I don't think it worked, unfortunately. So
you don't have the pulse of the people that she thinks that as much as people think she does. I don't think they listen. Even when she was like toning that stuff down, with coming at Angel and or the bigotry or the racisms or
the machine that exists out there on these platforms.
She didn't have control of the pulse like that.
Yeah, and likely won't. So you know that on these you've seen these channels, you've seen Twitter, you've seen
she
TikTok.
She did say it was cool, but it was kind of like you should have said that sooner. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's out of control, and people are making money off whatever narrative they want to get out there, and you see it. It's like an echo chamber. The feedback loop goes on and on and on and on and on, and they still repeat things that are false, even when they're untrue. They just keep saying it over and over and over, and it works.
Zara is so correct. I've been reading what you're saying, and you are spot on, Zara. And I'm just putting it up to let you know that I see it. Plum got dragged. Called the buzz. I'll never forget that when she came out of Washington and she was a big time scorer. I think she had 57.
Didn't she have the scoring record for a while?
She did.
Yeah,
she did. She had it until Caitlin. She had it until Caitlin broke it. But when she came out years ago, before Caitlin came into the league, they were riding her so badly. Is that Why does that man look like that quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys behind her? Behind Katie Lee Samuelson? Look at him. Tell me he doesn't look like, what's his name? They used to date Jessica Simpson. For a
Tony
quick minute.
Romo?
Nah. The other one. He's a commentator. His head, now that I see, he's a little bit more shrunken in, but the one before Tony.
Nicholas Shea.
No, Tony did date her. My bad. The other quarterback that was with Emmitt Smith and all of them.
Troy Aikman.
Yeah, Troy Aikman. Yeah, he did. His hair looked like okay. And then I love what Sarah said. He said they're looking for her to be the chosen one. Most fans would give her grace. We would have given her grace, no doubt whatsoever. But I'm not going to lie. The constant forcing, the situation forcing, you should give your rookie attention in commercials. But the commercials, the this and the that, and the talk of her always and no one else, it drowned out so many other good things going on. Yeah, that's who I thought, RC. But so much going on that I was like, she's not worthy of all this that you're doing. Because somebody made mention, it was like, damn, when Kelsey Plum had the record, we didn't do this. When Kelsey Mitchell had the record, they didn't do this, the college record. They wasn't doing this. I was like, I don't know if you're familiar with the 90s basketball, but she's on her way to becoming Harold Miner. Oh, no. I love Harold Miner. I used to go watch him in Inglewood High. And I ran into him in the 7-Eleven across from USC.
Christian Laettner.
Oh, shit.
Sam Bowie, Greg Oden.
Jackie Stiles. Just name a woman, guys. Jackie Stiles is one of my favorites. Except for Jackie was like, well loved, though. But that's the thing. They be like, they'll say, Caitlin Clark's fans who say all the time, and they even told me that, the amount of viewers, amount of fans, amount of this and that, but yet she has the most sales. She does this. I said, but then you turn around. If that's true, then why do you say nobody loves her, nobody this and nobody that? Why do you care if she's the most of the most? But that's the thing. You can't keep trying to get Black folk to like you. You shouldn't really care if it's, well, you like Paige because Paige, she's got, has a proximity to Blackness and, boo, 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 boo. And I'm like, who cares? Okay? Who likes you or doesn't like you? Just be you, play the game. Everybody loved Michael Jordan. And you know what kind of basketball fan I am, right? I don't have the same love and affinity for him that you guys did. Did I emulate him? Did I love his game? Yes, but I don't have that obsession for him like that. I love Dr. J, but I didn't have that for MJ like that. But it doesn't mean that I don't see his level of, obviously, I'm not saying he's not the greatest out generational change the game. Not saying that. It's just that was not his, to love him all around everything that he stood for. No, I didn't.
There's definitely value in having a narrative on a non-traditional player, if you will, that doesn't represent the majority. And one player that I would like to mention, not similar careers, similar in terms of the following and the can do no wrong sort of fandom, if you will. If you recall Brett Favre's career, and he played his majority of his career in Green Bay, that guy could do no wrong. He won a championship for that team, but he was a good old boy from Mississippi. Nobody would ever say anything bad about him. They loved him. He's all over the commercials. Mm-hmm. But objectively, it wasn't as if he was greater than like Tom Brady or even greater than Aaron Rodgers. It wasn't like he had a better career than those guys. But people hold that guy in reverence. Kind of similar to this in a way, because they were looking for somebody to follow and perhaps be relatable, if you will, to put it mildly. But this kind of has a bit of an allegory to that. not quite, since Favre actually won and turned out to be a Hall of Fame player, but you see some parallels here.
I think the biggest parallel was Larry Bird. I mean, they already said it from the beginning.
Yeah, but
Larry was goddamn good. I love Larry Bird.
Larry,
I like him a lot. I mean, and Magic Johnson, but I love both of them. I love Magic. There's one thing I could say. I agree with the Detroit Pistons. I was one of the people that, as a kid, that would say, I mean, he's just average white boy. I mean, he would be average black dude until time went on, and I was like, nah, he's in a category of his own. He's straight. He got game. That dude hustle. That dude can play. Like, if he was black, he would be up there. He's goddamn good and a winner. You know what I'm saying? But you're not giving her enough time to get that championship or to get that win or, to play. I feel like she's putting more pressure on herself than she needs to. But I'll be honest with you. If you really want to be honest, I said Caitlin got 3 years. If she don't do it in 3 years, the people that I see coming we're not even going to be talking about her.
There might be one in Minnesota. It's going to get. It might just steer that.
It's starting already. Like, yeah, it's starting. If Paige had not have gotten injured, this wouldn't even really be a discussion like this. That's how good Paige was when I first saw her freshman year in college. She was badass. Like, she just had game. Like, not to say that she doesn't, but I'm happy. The one thing I'm noticing with her, I'm so happy she's putting on muscle and weight. That Paige was so skinny. I was like, child, I know you are not going to make it. You're not going to make it. Not that size. But she was so gifted and so elusive and everything. But she can't be that way because that she played real careful when she came back. She was like, I need to get through a season. Damn, well, you got to do better than that. She came into the back from the knee injury playing, real cautious. Where AZ used to throw herself, she was like, I'm not even thinking about my knee. I'm ready to go. And then she would hurt herself. But
I've seen some videos about what Larry Bird's contemporary said about him.
Yeah,
and some of the stories from, hey, Larry would tell you what he's going to do and do it to you.
Yeah.
He would find it offensive if another white player was guarding him. John Sally said he was the blackest white dude I'd ever met.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson called home after a Olympics tourney or some kind of college all-star tourney and said, it's true what they said about this white boy. He can play.
He can play.
Cedric Maxwell said in the first training practice of Larry Bird's career, he came in, they were making fun of him. They're calling him the Great White Hope, the Great White Savior. And he said, it only took about a half hour. And then he said that MFR can play. And that was the end of it right there.
I mean, straight up. I mean, it was, some people play below rim, right? You know what I mean? And then there's I call it above rim players. And then there's like Larry, who's like, he does these, and Becky Hammond, who puts so much English on the ball that it's ridiculous. Or Larry Bird's passing ability and court vision and his
shooting.
Yeah, I mean, that man can shoot. Now see, if she shot like he did, he came in with saying he can shoot and left saying he can. The man could shoot that ball. Okay, it was not about well, what? She didn't come in with. I thought she was about to light us up with the threes.
Right.
Larry came in and lit it up.
Yeah, Larry was special. And to have your opponents say that stuff about you, I mean, it's amazing. Larry
wasn't scared of nobody, and she wants to be not scared of everybody, but she walks away. She throws a rock and hides her hand. Larry didn't give a. He challenged my boy. He challenged my man, Dr. J, who was the coolest, swaggiest. He got so mad. He had to choke his ass out.
Right.
Like, I
think Larry told him he was too old. He said
yeah. I was like, wait, what? Let me calm down. You don't disrespect Dr. J. We know he's not the same as the same, but you know what I mean? He's still here and got game.
Look, Dr. J was towards the end of his career. You know, he's in the upper 30s and you're 25. I mean,
yeah. And then you saying that, I was like, no, you don't say that stuff to, the doc. You don't say that to the doc, bro. What are you doing? I was like, unbelievable. Look at this guy. Look at this white boy. But you know who she remind me of? She wants to be like Danny Ainge. Now, Danny Ainge needed his little block knocked off, but Danny Ainge really was good too. Until he wasn't.
Yeah, it's so. Have you seen that documentary called Celtic City? You seen that? Yeah, HBO put it together, so it goes over their whole history with Bill Russell and Bob Cousy. Then you get into
Owens. I was people don't know this, but I was a Celtics fan. And they go, why? I said, because the people like that are young, I'm old. So younger people only thought that was a white organization. They thought it was a white centric racist organization. And I'm like, no, they were the first to integrate or, to break barriers with Black coaches and Black players and things like that. Like you got to know the history. Casey Owens, you got to know Bill Russell being an on-court coach. Yes, go back to Bob Cousy, go back to Havlicek, go back to, what's the guy with the large shoulders that ended up being a Timberwolves owner or president or whatever. I mean, like DJ Dennis Johnson.
Dennis Johnson, right. JoJo White.
JoJo White. You know what I mean? There were Black and white stars. Of course, the Chief, like you have to know if you go back to the history, then you'll understand like that much, why you love them. And of course, I love the 76ers. But so,
this is what Cedric Maxwell said about Danny Ainge, and those two.
Yeah.
This is what they said. So they'd have this joke between the two of them. Cedric Maxwell will tell Danny Ainge, "You are white athletic," and then Danny Ainge would say to Cedric Maxwell, "You are Black smart," because that was the contrast where at the time they were referring to that if you were a Black player, you're athletic; if you're a white player, you're smart.
Right.
And those two represented the opposite. Because, and these are players saying that. This is Maxwell saying that about Ainge, and Ainge saying that about Maxwell.
Yeah,
I thought it's so
it's so crazy. UCLA women were facing that because their complexion were white, but they weren't all white players on the team. Now, don't get me started with going way back to right before I got to college. Then it was different, and it was set up that way, and there was racism and discrimination.
Sure.
But Corey is not like that. Corey, what happened is people start to really find out that Lauren, hey, she's biracial. Oh, okay. Tamia Gardner, oh, she's biracial. Oh, okay. Kiki Rice, well, she's biracial. Charlize Ledger-Walker is not necessarily, she's from New Zealand, Gianna Neepkins, I'm not even going to make
Minnesota.
A joke about that.
Hawkins,
her mom and I actually had this discussion. She brought it up. And she started, and I was sitting next to her. She said, now I'm white. And I looked, this is my husband. And I looked over and he was right there and he's Puerto Rican. But before she came to sit with me, I was talking to her aunt and didn't know that. And then her aunt told me who she was. And she told me the whole dynamics with it. And then she said, here, this is her mom right there. This is my sister. Who was sitting next to me. And that's when she talked my ear the whole time. And then she pointed to behind me was Beth's mom. And had I not just had learned that, I would have never known that they had a Black mom. I did not know that whatsoever. But as I'm starting to see their personalities and everything, I'm like, oh my God, yes, she's definitely got the culture down. Like she's definitely, African American. But it makes a difference. Why? Because Paige was like the WNBA was built on the backs of Black women. I really never thought of it like that. Honestly, I didn't, and realized that there were that many ball players in my day in 97, 98, 99, that it was mostly majority Black. And it probably escaped me. I probably knew it probably then, but I would still see it sprinkled, and I didn't think nothing about it. I didn't think anything about it. But I noticed it like, hey, you know, when Nancy Lieberman tried to come back and play, just put it, you know, so that she could say she could play. Or I saw Katie Smith, and I was like, oh, yeah, she's a white girl that can hoop. And, you know, and then I saw, you know, then I would see, because Katie went from the Lynx to Detroit. And then Michelle Timms was from Australia. You know, I can't remember all of them. I mean, we probably had like Ann Donovan, I mean, Margot Dietrich, you know, international players. We still had international players. It was a lot, there were white girls there, but white girls were basically there to hover around the outside and shoot threes, because they always avoided physicality, that the type of game we played. So when we saw one who was like, bump that, I'm driving to the hoops, or I'm bumping and going and grinding. And that's why we fell in love with Dinah Taurasi. Because Dinah, with her Italian self, she came in like, oh no, I'm going to the rack. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't care about the physicality. She took it, got up, like, okay, let's go. You get it? She didn't cry, she didn't whine until she maybe later, as she got older. Cece came in with that type of mentality. Don't touch me. It's not a contact sport, you guys. And then what, you know, the reporters like Stephen A and all them, I was like, you know, or Charles Barkley, I was like, LeBron, I was like, do you want them to guard like WWE, where we pretend like we're guarding them and just let her score, let her shoot? Like, what is it that you're trying to say? Do that until y'all get your contract, you get your money, you know, you get it rolling. And then that's how they were acting. They wanted them to do.
Yeah,
and they've never been like that. They've always competed hard. Always competed.
Who said that? Was that Lisa Leslie? Or I think she said it's always been physical. It's always been
physical. Worse, actually. I mean, here's the thing. Kitty Carter got. I mean, I think it was probably more than this, but everybody thinks that because she bumped what's her name, Caitlin. And it gave the impression that Caitlin had this power to get you banished. And she thought she was going to ride with that. But we're not going to ride with that. You're not going to sit there and try to think that we're going to, this is not the 1950s and 60s. We're not going to be scared that white people are going to ban us.
Yeah, that was probably, that may have been more fans involved with that, but that was never going to happen because Kennedy Carter's too good of a player to keep out of this league. Too good of a player.
She does things with her mouth and things that she does that causes her to rub her organization the wrong way. But
I heard that too, that people were saying that she was banned last year. It was if it was anything, it was a soft ban. That's it. But it wasn't like official where they put out a press release and
nobody. I don't think anybody was. I mean, I don't think that they said you can't come back. If nobody is picking you up, that what can you do? You can't play. Nobody wanted. No, if that you didn't fit their organization, somebody has to give you a chance.
Right.
And nobody wanted to give you a chance.
Yeah, they wanted to go show us that you can get yourself together and contribute.
Yeah,
work it out with us, and we'll bring her back. She came back at a great time. From what I hear, she did pretty well for herself in Mexico, and then I think she went to the Middle East.
China,
if I'm not mistaken. China. Okay, yeah, and then came back. She came back at a great time.
She definitely made money.
Yeah,
she was like a superstar over there. She was killing it. She's a great player. She's good.
But with the games I saw her,
but even still, defensively, she be getting lost. She be not. I mean, she could play that blocks and different things like that, but she could be getting lost on defense sometimes.
Yeah,
everybody ain't great, but Caitlin, no one is gaming to stop. Not to stop. Nobody's gaming to score on Kennedy, or no one takes it just to Kelsey. because Caitlin is like in the center and being the point guard and all that. That's a way to stop her offensively. We always did that. If you were a scorer, we would make you we would make you play defense to offset your scoring. About to lock in for the Lynx Mercury game. Call me later, fam. Later chat. Nice meeting you, MDT. Okay.
Nice meeting you too, Jay.
So that game, yeah, I'm about to. What is it? The Lynx and the Mercury? Oh yeah. Who y'all got for that? RC, Sahara, Ball Chill. You got the Lynx.
Yeah. I
bet everybody does. I think I
like that guard, Nogic.
I really appreciate. I really thought that Coach Net for the Tibbetts was really doing something over there. I really like the international players in the mix, but I seen them recently, and I'm just not feeling them.
Yeah, they're struggling winning, but they got some players, a couple of them. So
I love to see them because all I ever see on the court is Ka, DeWanna Bonner, Alyssa Thomas.
I think she had 2 torn labrums, and you can see it with how she shoots her free throws.
Absolutely.
So
she might be
dealing with some stuff.
That's been like that. Absolutely. A long years and years and years to the point where she just learned to adapt. Adapt.
Mm-hmm.
Adapt to that. You know who was better than Maddie Secrets that I wanted to see Maddie be like? Meg Gustafsson really was impressive the other night.
Yeah. She went perfect from the field, only missed 1 free throw, and was just having her way. Goodness.
Hey, RC said to us, I'm very dissatisfied with Lexi Hall. Lexi Hall has been hanging on a thread for a long time.
Yeah.
She came out of Stanford as a shooter, and when that didn't work, she stayed in the league because she would do things defensively.
Yeah.
And then now I don't even think she's good at that. All she does is foul, RC.
The new officiating trends haven't really been favoring her, and she's dealing with a hamstring, so I don't know if she's fully well either. But
oh no, she's beat up too.
Yeah. Had a hamstring, wearing a sleeve, and she hasn't been playing that well. It's been a struggle. She's been getting burnt too. Of course, the whole team's been getting burnt, to RC's point there.
And I was trying to tell you that I was like, they weren't going to beat the Fire the way the Fire was playing. Fire had a game plan. They stuck hella well to it. And that was that. I'm so happy for Meg too, sir. I am so happy for Meg. Like, that girl had a perfect 100. What did she have? 100% in shooting? 8 for 8? Yep. I was so happy. But I had been seeing her, like, when she started to get back in. I think she had been injured or something. And when she came back, I was like, oh my gosh, that's Meg. She used to play for the Aces. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's perfect for this team. Even though, I love me some Sarah Ashley Barker. But I like Meg.
Yeah, sure. I'm glad she got an opportunity. That's really good to see. So.
When Caitlin came, Meg was like a 2-time, 3-time, whatever, like Big Ten Player of the Year. Like Meg, it was Meg this, Meg that. But I never seen an organization forget about somebody so fast. Like Caitlin erased Meg's memory from people's memory. Like she's really a great player. Like, you know what I mean? She's got what it takes. Really, she looked great. She just looked great down there. Like for that, it's like the pieces for Fire fit them. They just fit. Like Angsler is the Angsler that I remember from Louisville. Emily came in pretty hot, and then I don't know if she had got injured. Injuries really take you out, but she started to kind of like drift and faded. Eventually got traded, and I was like, no, this is not working. This is not working. I thought she was gonna honestly, I didn't even think she was gonna make a team. But the person that I'm seeing now, extremely happy. She's playing the game that I'm, if you see her block shots, that's Emily. Or you see her work around the rim, rebounds, that's her. Like, she's good. You're happy for Sarah Ashley too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sometimes that works from what I see, that sometimes if you're drafted later or you're a second round pick or you've been traded a couple times, it's tough to break into that 12-person roster.
But you know what's really crazy is a lot of stars are starting to linger around and get rings that are coming second round. Dana Evans got a ring, that second round pick. I believe Brittany Sykes is probably like a second round. There's a lot of people that.
Melissa Smith, I liked her in 2024.
Well, she's like second and then round. First round, second.
But it's kind of similar story. Goes to Dallas and then gets traded to Aces, wins a ring.
Oh, that was amazing.
I always liked her game. That's my point. It's just it doesn't fit in here, or maybe isn't getting a chance here, goes to another team, and it works out. So Angsler too. Wasn't she in Washington last year? I remember her in Washington. So I don't know what the story was there, but it seems like a better situation.
She wasn't doing well there. I seen glimpses, but she couldn't stay. They wouldn't leave her on the court long enough to. But when they did leave her to get a chance, it was like she wasn't utilized. Like they didn't really utilize her offensively the way they do it with the Fire. Like if she missed too many shots, like they would go to her, but if she missed too many shots, then she wouldn't get a look for a long time, for a couple of weeks, and then eventually she would get right back to the bench. Because before Sydney came, and they had Tebow, the coach, and all of them, Emily was a big part of that team. And then I think I want to say she played at the tail end of Deladon. Who do you got? They said you got the Lynx or Phoenix?
I like the Lynx. I like how they're playing. I love the ball movement. I like how Howard's playing. I love how Courtney Williams is playing. The other day, she looked like she couldn't miss a shot.
You talk about somebody that was glad to be back in their true position. That was a classic example of like, I know exactly how she felt when I was out of college, years out of college, and I played Pro-Am, and I was like, they needed a point guard, and I said, I knew this was going to happen to me in my lifetime. I just didn't know when. And I was asked to play a point, and I was like, oh my God, not now. I wanted to do it when I was younger, but now you guys want me to play it with the younger players. But I would have been fine when we went to the championship, except for the game before it. I think I fractured my wrist, and I could not shoot worth a damn. I could dribble it, I could pass it, but I could not do anything. It was like I literally should have went to the doctor, and I didn't. I got to play in the farm. Oh, that would have been a nice shot, Zaza. Throw it, Fly. You should have thrown it to Jordan. She was open. Oh my gosh, they don't know how to pass. How many times is she open? They're too ISO. Look how they play one-on-one. That's why I don't really like Zai Cook that much, because she plays too much ISO ball. And I like ISO ball, but she plays too much. Seattle needs to work the ball around to each other much better.
Maybe they're experimenting. When you're down by 28, you have to do some of that.
That's how they play. That is just how they play. Look at how Dallas is moving the ball. Enrique used to do that, but the group that they have right here, when Enrique is not in there, they move the ball much better. That's a Paige, AZ, UConn thing. UConn passes the ball around to each other really well.
Coach Cheryl. Yes. Oh, what they're doing up there in Minnesota with all those names leaving, it's amazing. The Collier's not even playing.
They're playing really well.
Oh, she's sporting the afro tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Pulling her hair.
You're getting afro live ball until.
I think he's saying that Miles is going to come out with the afro tonight.
Yeah, that's right, MD. That's right. I'm so disappointed right now in Awa. I just thought she was gonna surprise everybody and cook because I was getting desperate to replace AZ. I did not think AZ could cut it. She definitely got the strength to cut it though. I'll say that. Let her go. Oh, okay, Jada and Alicia. Oh, that's right. They won a team last year together. They were in Washington together. I thought. Did you think so, Chill? I thought Awa was gonna come in and show us a little something, something. You know how sometimes people can catch you off guard, and it's like, oh, okay, I'll see you.
It came on. Let's see. Here we go.
Oh man, Natasha is 24 all over again, not 34. You're absolutely right. It is crazy sickening. I'm so mad because I used to talk about her so bad. I used to be like, she always starts off good like this, and then she turns around and it's just sour grapes by the time the playoffs come. Oh, I couldn't stand her for that.
Wait a minute.
Now Natasha looks so good, I don't even think she's gonna do what I said. But my one thing I gotta say to RC, to you, MD, chat, what are we gonna do when Fee comes back? Tasha and her play the same position.
Gotta adjust. Gotta figure it out. I mean, if I watched Minnesota last year, I saw a lot of players do a lot of different things working together. That I thought they were really good.
I mean, I guess I want them both on the court. I don't. They play each other's position, but they need to both be on the court.
Yeah, you have to figure out a way to work that out. So, and it seemed to me Minnesota, just the way that they function as a team, they were really good at doing that. No matter who was on the court.
Yep. That year that they were in the finals with New York, they did that very well.
Yeah.
I like Nia Coffee too.
And if Cheryl Reed says something,
Coffee's on the team.
You got to listen. If that lady's saying something, you better listen. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Sarnos.
Fee can adjust her game. She always does. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Look, MD, you got to hold it down. My dog needs to go out for.
Okay. All right. Let's see what anybody wants to talk about. RC Fee is a good floor stretcher, inside and out threat. Midi 2. Don't have definitive 5. Really, we just signed McCowan. Yeah, I think Dork is supposed to be the 5. Does that sound right to you? I think she's hurt. Think she's hurt? But I really like that team. Afro Miles tonight. It's going to be good. Was that game in Phoenix or is that in Minneapolis? Anyone know? Howard can play the 5 versus a few teams. Those games, Fee can play the 4. Yeah. I don't even know what the timeline is for Fee to come back. I haven't heard anything. I thought that there was some discussion that she had another procedure done right just before the season, and that may have complicated things. But for sure, RC, to your point, they're going to have to make some adjustments to when she comes back. Now, I didn't see Cardozo take a shot at her. Was it pretty vicious? But Sarah, who do you have in this game? Light training in a week. Yeah, isn't it kind of strange, like with these injuries and what's been reported, that not a lot of information from any team. They say lower leg injury and undetermined, concussion, rib injury, back injury. Not a lot of transparency going on. Yeah, Phoenix, they took out the Aces first game of the season, beat them down by like 30 points. Haven't been struggling in games for sure, but they were in that game against New York until they let that one go away. But they've got players, but I don't know if they've got enough or it's just been a rough go for them because they maybe perhaps don't play as well together, but they got some pieces. I think they just they brought back Lexi Held. She was with them last year. I remember her playing a little bit, but they signed her. Let's see what Phoenix's record is. Two and 7. Yeah, I'd say they're struggling for sure. They've lost 5 straight games. The biggest problem I have with a lot of CC fans don't watch the teams and the games that deeply. That's correct. They're only here for CC, so in my eyes, they're part-time fans. Yeah. So from my own perspective, I came in watching Indiana Fever games, but I got the league pass because that time you had to have it the last couple of years. But since I had access to all those games, I started watching other games because I wanted to see what other teams played like, and you learn a lot. Like, so for instance, I said this a couple lives ago. If you only watch Fever games, you only think that they get fouled. Specifically, Caitlin Clark only gets fouled. If you watch all the other games, you realize everyone else gets fouled a lot too, because it's just that physical. And last year proved that to me, where I saw Asia Wilson get concussed, Jade Milburn get a elbow to get her teeth knocked out, Kelsey Plum get knocked over the place. So it wasn't just isolated. And then you begin to know the other teams, and you realize there was a lot of good players. There's a lot of good basketball players to watch, and it was just something fun to do. Let's see here, New York Liberty have not figured it out yet. Yes, the record is deceptive. I think they're still in the conversation to compete with the better teams of the league because they've got leadership, they've got experience, just a little long in the tooth and trying to figure it out. But they've got some players. They're going to be in games, but I'm sure they're not satisfied with where they're at either. But they definitely have the pieces in place to make a run and try to figure it out. Sabrina better hurry back because Pauline Astier is yes. Yeah, Pauline is good, and Johannes has been going off too as of late. Sabrina allegedly has a back issue after her ankle issue, and there isn't a lot of discussion about specifically what that is, just that she's out, but that is concerning for them for sure. CC has to get stronger, more physical, be prepared for a beating. Yeah. This is not a ballroom dancer, beauty pageant. This is the WNBA. Yeah. If she didn't know that before, she should have figured that out her rookie year. It wasn't going to be easy, and she needed to make adjustments. And as an organization for that team, they needed to figure that out too. And if the game is going to be played a certain way, it's incumbent on you to figure out how to deal with that. And we mentioned this earlier when Juji and I were talking, that this league has always been physical, and to stay in it, you have to adjust. Now, if she's got some lingering physical ailments or injuries, I don't know if you can get stronger or tougher or deal with it, if it's just something that's degenerative, if you will, that could be the case. We don't know for sure. I hope not, but it might be the reality that a lot of players have come through various sports leagues, and that's been their problem. I've talked about Sam Bowie, Greg Oden, guys like that, players that have played a couple seasons and gotten hurt, and they're never the same. Yeah, I can't speak to watching Iowa. Don't watch a lot of their games, so I couldn't say if they're better without her. You might be a better judge of that than me. Um, if you're seeing that, it's likely true. I can't really speak to that. I like how Paige said she hated lifting weights, but she knows she has to. Yeah, I think she said we're talking about that in the beginning of the season, where she said she put on about 10 or 15 pounds. And at least early on, and I really wasn't watching closely this game, but she looked stronger. She looked just as fluid as she did with her movement as she did last year, putting up threes and just dealing with stuff. I don't know if you remember this, but last year I think there was people discussing that she had a special whistle. Sorry, to your point on that. Let's see here. That team is always going to be in the conversation. The Aces have a great coach, an all-timer. They've got championship pedigree. They've been there before. And it just seems that whenever it's time to rise to the occasion, that team is going to do it. That team is going to make it happen. Because last year, if you recall, I think they were 500, 14-14 at one point in time during the season, almost on the verge of missing the playoffs, and just put a run together and just made it happen. So that team, with their starting five and Carter coming off the bench, will always be in the conversation. I don't know if I'm qualified to speak on Spurs and the Knicks. Don't watch a lot of NBA. I do have it on occasionally, and I watched that last game. I'd probably favor the Spurs, but I think it would be a really good story if the Knicks won it. I think a lot of people would like to see that happen. But if I'm not mistaken, don't the Spurs have a couple injuries that might impact this series, or is that incorrect? Meanwhile, here comes Miles bringing up the ball. Yeah, the funniest thing I heard all day is Caitlin fans demanding that Lisa Bluter take over and get traded to Atlanta or Angel. Yeah, you hear a lot of that stuff over there on those boards. I don't see either of those situations working themselves out. The best situation is for them to figure it out, close ranks, and try to stay away from the noise as best they can. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of good landing spots. And somebody made a great point in some of those lives or videos. If, let's say, for instance, Stephanie White leaves or gets removed, now Clark is on her third coach in 4 years. Yeah, I mean, it would be could be a bit of a disaster there of moving her to somewhere else. And then Clark, she's on some degree has got to be thinking about her brand, what it would look like if she left Indiana. That might be the best situation in terms of telling that narrative, that story. So for her, it might be the best to figure out a way to work that out, whatever that looks like. And it may not even be this season. It might have to go into next season where they start having some tough conversations and figuring out what they need to do to put themselves in a better position to win. The Knicks have an injured big, which going against Wemby is probably a big no-no. Yeah, that could be problematic. But do you see the Knicks playing ridiculously hard? I know the playoff basketball is different from regular season, but do you see them giving them a run? Just make Caitlin the coach. Wait a sec. Yeah, I don't think we're really talking about Bill Russell here. We doesn't exactly have the resume of a Dave Cowens. I don't know if we're talking about Pete Rose. You got to have a bit of a resume to do that. I just want a competitive finals. That's all. Yeah. I'm hoping you get that. I hope you get it. If you believe in conspiracy theories, some would suggest that they'll try to figure out a way to get that series to last a lot longer. RC, did you hear anything else crazy today or anything else hilarious from the fandom? Who is my favorite WNBA player? Stewie. I like Stewie. So, I watched Fever, so players on that team. But in watching a lot of different games, you come to appreciate players from different teams. So, and maybe ones that kind of take a lunch pail attitude to the game and play hard no matter what, players like that. Of course, I always appreciate athleticism and other players that I've seen. But one, and I don't know if I'd call her my favorite player. I just like her game and how tough she was, and is a player for the Atlanta Dream, Brianna Jones. I really liked how she played. She's hurt, and I want to see her come back, but I really liked her game. Still do.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. When Brianna was in Connecticut, I kept seeing some potential, and then one year she lost weight, right? She started cooking. I was like, okay, here we go. This is, she was starting to come into form. You know how you need a couple of years to play against these bigs for sure. And then she got injured. And then she came back and she was somewhat, what have you. And so then she gets to the Dream, and I'm still trying to see it. She's decent, but I mean, she plays better when she's, drops weight. So when I saw her at the senior national training camp, she wasn't, her weight was sloppy. It wasn't tight. It wasn't anything. Coming to find out, now she's injured. One thing about her, she has to stay in tip-top condition. And when she does, I love her game. I love her as a player, as it seemed like as a person. But the game is getting too good. Like, you gotta be in shape, period, to really play your best game. And I don't know how much longer she's gonna have. And I think she's only in it because there's just no one yet that I see coming out of college that can take her place necessarily. If you know what I mean. Now, I got somebody for you guys, and it's a college player that I know people are on the fence about. I'm the type that give her a chance to let's see, maybe not big strong minutes, maybe not ever gonna be the star, but it's Audie Crooks. I don't know if she can do it.
She's gonna get an opportunity. I think that's
what I think. She's gonna get an opportunity, but
they're gonna be questions and legitimate questions, and
it ain't gonna be questions. We're gonna actually see it with our eyes. It ain't gonna be no questions. She can come all she want, right? But whether she can stay on a team like Cardoso.
I mean, in terms of
feel
like
the same way about her.
Where if she's going to be picked in the first round or a high second round, where is she going to go? And that's what I mean with the questions. Like, okay, can your game translate here? That's what I meant. But she's going to get an opportunity in spite of those questions. Is where my position is on that.
I mean, some people. I mean, my thing is, will she get even a draft invite? I mean, she's a novelty for sure, but I got to see this scene. I'm going to be honest. I need to see this senior year. I have to. And I got to see, Audie, do you want to play defense?
Right. So is she going to adjust? That's been a theme with our discussions. Can you adjust to what you're going to get in this league? And if the answer is no, not likely to last very long.
Okay, here's one for RC, because I know RC pays attention. RC, do you pay attention to Reagan Beers this season? Have you seen her play, and what are your thoughts? And if you know who I'm talking about, and if you want to weigh in, you can too. I just think that I know him. That's Oklahoma girl. I want to know if he think that how Reagan is. I'm not saying she's playing bad, but because I seen her get in there and I was like, oh, she's actually moving and contributing. I think she's on Connecticut, like better than I thought. I actually think she built for the game. Peely, oh no. Oh, you said the same thing about Peely, and she eventually got cut, right? Yeah.
She's not on a roster? I thought she was on.
She came to the Sparks, because of Lynn.
Okay.
And she's too small for the size she played position in college, right? But she got a beautiful shot, but there's no way from where she's taking a shot, that's more like a wing guard or something. She's just not quick enough. She's just not able to move laterally to keep up with any of that, I think. But I think she's still playing. Don't get me wrong. She might be in an upshot. She might be in Athletes Unlimited. I know she's got to be somewhere. Because Peely, it's so crazy how that was a great example that you gave with Peely. Like Peely could tear college girls up. Same with, remember Ralph Sampson years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Could tear college boys up, right? Gets into the grown man and doesn't translate. That CC2 Washington is crazy talk. Who said? Wait, did I say that? Oh
no, that was so. I was asking if anybody. When you were gone, I was asking folks in the chat. Have you heard any other crazy stuff out there in the CC social media sphere? And SAR said, "Yeah, I just need the CC to watch and talk to stop."
I never saw. Maybe I missed it, or maybe I didn't. I never saw the Angel to the Dream talk. I don't think when we were like talking about where she could go, because we evidently knew that it was going to happen. I don't know that we all agreed or even thought of Atlanta. Did you guys remember?
Yeah, I was actually on a live with it was a Chicago Sky Angel Reese. Well, and then it became Atlanta Dream centric channel, and those guys said that there were discussions behind the scenes of getting her to Dallas, but there were other interested teams too besides, and she actually wanted.
It was
to go
Dallas. It was Dallas. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that they were actually, because her and Paige was cool. They was getting along, and it was looking that way, and then towards the end. They started, like you said, I think Dream was in her mind, right? I think she chose it. But even though they flirt and they rumor and they talk about, I don't think at all that Cece would feel comfortable leaving. I just don't. That's not going to happen. I just don't see it. I don't see her. I don't see her leaving at all.
Release half the team and let Clark be the conductor. Yeah, that's a winning formula.
That sounds like what is going to happen. I don't think you should get rid of Sophie, but Lexi may not. And her time may be up. You need a better wing over there. Sorry.
Yeah, if
I like those Lexi,
if they don't make the playoffs or make a run, they're gonna have. Oh, they should have serious conversations anyway. Mm-hmm. But they're gonna have the problem with Lexi. She's locked in for 2 years. Oh. So you gotta have her on the roster next year.
But why do you gotta tear up a team? Why can't you just let the team play together longer?
This is something out of the Caitlin Clark, Indiana social media space.
Oh. They want to tear apart the team, get different people.
They want to burn it down, get rid of the front office, trade CC.
Oh no, that's not going to happen.
All that stuff. It just.
I mean, I'll tell you what, Lynn Dunn going kind of like and just being a consultant, so to speak, in the, like they did it. But anything else, and they brought the lady over that was with Stephanie, right, to the GM. Other than that, I don't know who you're talking about. I think the GM and Stephanie are connected.
Yeah, the president of basketball operations in Indiana was a GM at the time when Stephanie White was a player there. She traded for her. So that she's got links. So Lynn Dunn was obviously the coach at the time for a while there, and Stephanie White was assistant coach for their championship run. So they're all connected. They all know each other, and the owner doesn't get involved in team business. So they are steering that ship there. So the idea that somebody's moving tomorrow is going to be really difficult, not likely to happen anytime soon. So
I don't know. I don't think nobody's. Who you're talking about? The coach and the GM? Or no.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. This is the sort of stuff you hear.
I don't.
This is the sort of stuff you hear.
I honestly don't think so. I mean, I don't know the Fever. I know the Fever organization because I love Ebony, and Ebony's a friend of mine, and I watched it with Tamika catching. I remember when Lynn Dunn was coaching. I paid attention. I remember Brian January was a hell of a defensive point guard. I watched the Fever, before Caitlin. So it wasn't. I just don't. I just never liked it when Lynn was so involved. I'll be honest with you. She's like, what do you call? Good old. Say good old boys. She's like the good old girls. But so I needed that thing blown up. So when they finally got her out of the way, I thought it was gonna be much better. But RC asked me, do I think that they drafted Raven to take CeCe's spot? Ultimately, only if that was an intentional thing to get her comfortable playing off the ball, not to take her shine or stardom, make her the star of the show. No, CeCe's still better than her. Like, no. Raven is too young for that. Raven was drafted for not if CeCe got hurt. Everyone gets hurt at some point.
And this
I think Raven, if CeCe would embrace it, Raven's going to get you the ball exactly where you need it to score. And she needs to embrace that because she understands how to do that. That's her gift. That's her thing. And she will do her best to cover and make CeCe look good, even if it means that she doesn't allow them to switch and that she allows them to, she makes sure that they don't go at her, if you know what I mean, like that. But her in transition is no difference. I think she's gonna get CeCe the ball where she needs to. She's not there to take her spot at all. I don't feel that at all. Jack, let me bring you up. I'm not sure what you're about and what you're going to say, but introduce yourself.
Oh.
Oh, brother. See, that's why I don't like to do it. That's why I don't like to do it. You get strange stuff like that. Oh my God. Anyway, other Fever fans was clamoring for us to draft Okot. We ain't no big.
You see,
Oh,
that's a reasonable discussion to have right there. I mean,
yeah.
you needed a big, and that was kind of
Oh,
something
yeah, that would have
we
been
could
good.
talk
Okot
about.
Okot
Okay,
wants to play with Angel, and she got it, and she's doing well over there. She's actually gonna do very well for the Dream. Like, thank God she's there because Brianna is, out. All right. Look, do you see any college girls that you would like to fit in this spot?
and
As far as it's that you as a big, is there any bigs coming? Dang, she damn near pulled Olivia's pants down.
I don't even know. I don't I haven't seen any.
I told everybody that the draft is a in 2027 class is like our guard centric class.
Yeah, there is some a valid criticism that the Fever don't really scout internationally. They don't really get into that. They're not really looking under rocks for players, and perhaps that's
They only
something they
have
need to get into.
Dantas. They have Dantas.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's it. That's the only international player, and you had a chance to maybe get somebody in free agency, and might have been a little hamstrung by the salary cap to fit everybody in, but there's definitely players. Look at New York, look at Golden State, Phoenix, Minnesota. There's players out there. So
that are playing.
Yeah, that are big or that are bigs or small or guards. Yeah, they're there. So, but this right here is legitimate. Take of discussing whether it would have been better to take Okot over Johnson. Oh,
okay. This is what I came up with. The post players next year are Audie Crooks, and she's like the number one. Sierra Toomey, she plays for North Carolina. Zhang Zhu Chain from China, she's 7'3". Hybrid forwards, and then from there you're gonna start seeing the forwards. Maybe Madison Booker might be. Joyce Edwards, but that'll be the following year. Like I said, there's no other like post that I can tell you. Oh, Hines Island. she's really trying to hustle, and she's playing better than she did at Dallas last year. Do you want Madison Booker or somebody like that? Or let me see. Dang, who else is okay, let me see around the league. Let me see if I'm
work a trade for Lee Uru out of Dallas instead of a pick. She's 6'7".
I mean, that would. I'm trying to see. Leah Rue likes to shoot from the outside.
Yeah, she can hit a three. I've seen her.
I mean, but you need somebody that's going to work well with Boston, who already likes to be out. I mean, there's not a rim protector. You need I like Timpson. I just don't know why they're not playing Timpson together. Oh, Clara Strack. Where is Clara Strack? Is she done? Is Clara Strack done?
I don't know.
I think she's coming out. Camille Pierre's coming out.
I think they need to find out where Sedona Prince is. See if she got her stuff together yet, and if she does, try to bring her over back.
That's what I'm saying, Sarah. Why didn't they go for Reagan Beers? That's true. 5,006 points is disgusting work. What? Who are you talking about, RC?
I think that's Clark, right?
5,000. He's still talking about that. Okay, so she has one more. Okay, so Clara Strack. I like Clara Strack. I really like Clara Strack. That would be good for the Fever. Clara Strack. Yeah, and she got it. She looked like she sprayed something in it, Ball and Chill. She looked like she put a little shine, little spray to make it curlier and move.
Yes, she did. Ball and Chill, you did say that.
It's actually moving. It's actually curly. Oh Lord, friends. I didn't want to say that. That's a name that people don't talk about on air, but I didn't.
I understand. I said it in jest. In the back. She is 6'7".
I ain't tripping like that. I'm not tripping. Strack will be sitting in the system, sadly. Why? Why can't Strack play? Hell, they need somebody. They need to. Ooh, dang, that's not a foul. Oh, they went out and got Tierra McGowan. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Go. Oh, they killing them. Look it. I've never seen Olivia Miles like this since her freshman year in college. She is killing it. That's a backcourt.
That stuff right there.
She is killing it, MD.
She's doing that every game.
Oh my gosh. Look, they fouled her and everything. See, she's not complaining. You see what I'm talking about? They pulled her pants down a minute ago. She didn't say nothing. She fouled on it. That's what I'm saying. I've been hit. When you play sport, I know there's plenty of times I'm blowing by. I see Juju do it, but they missed it. You got to keep going. You can't stop and complain. That's a nice tier. That would have been nice had you made that. That would have been so nice. I'm glad Tierra's getting the opportunity, guys. And Cyril might just be the coach to help her.
Yeah, they lost a big earlier in the season to an ACL, I think. But Miles, she's fantastic. I think that's so far there's your rookie of the year right there. Yeah, sure looking like a blowout, RC. That one earlier was too. Seattle and Phoenix are struggling this year. Dallas pretty decent, and this team's excellent here tonight. That is a great point, Sar. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that organization because they knew this was coming. They knew there was going to be a scramble during free agency. They knew that New York and Minnesota and other teams were going to look for diamonds in the rough in other places. Those international players that didn't come over initially, they're seeing these bigger salaries. They know that they're multiplied, and if they can play, you need to figure out a way to get them over here, and especially with the salary cap. New York has got some players, and they're playing some of those really good ones, rookie scale contracts. Minnesota's doing the same thing.
They on Twitter, they wasn't really feeling that last game. Hunter Cruz was like, "This is the worst game." We talked all the way through it, but it was not entertaining at all. And I probably have my lowest, even though it says 103 at the top. MD, actually, when you go to YouTube, it actually says 4 watching on my end, 5 watching. That wasn't a good. And then here we are with a blowout. The Phoenix haven't figured it out. Minnesota has. Because the core of Minnesota, Natasha's already been with this organization before. Nia Coffey finally has room to operate because she had overkill with Bridget Carlton, Alana Smith, Jessica Shepard,
Right.
and Nia Coffey, she needed to let the league have some of those players. It was too much going on.
And Williams and McBride are going to give you games. They're gonna play
all the time.
So
all the
it
time.
wasn't, but it's still amazing.
Oh my God, that was the back door. Why did Kayla should have? Damn, Courtney. Courtney is like comfortable.
Yeah, she talk about benefiting from Miles showing up.
Why Ball she'll say I forgot Bonner was so old, her and the list. What is old to you guys? Cynthia Cooper played till she was like 37. Diana played.
I think Bonner's like 38, 39.
40. Let me see. Because Diana played to 40, 41 and still was kind of in there. Let me see. I've been watching DeWanna Bonner forever. I remember the day she stepped on the court for Phoenix, and they were going for it. They got a championship with her. I think 2. Bonner. Oh yeah. You guys are right. 38. Yep. Alyssa's 30. Okay. DeWanna's a Leo right there with me. Fairfield Automatic, 1980s. Oh, she born when I graduated college. Jesus Christ. She won 2 championships. I watched it happen. She couldn't listen. You talk about a sharpshooter. Bonner couldn't miss. She was so exciting for Phoenix. I mean, her day. She's just trying to help her wife get a championship, and I get it. She's still, and they still bringing in income to the house, so she's making money. You don't really see that. She looks good for her age. Yep. And Alyssa's 34. Okay.
Yep. That's true.
But what's really sad is there were times, and it's really hard to do it now because age is coming into her prime. But there was a time where I felt that when it was a log jam between Stewie and Asia, I think that would have been the time that you should have gone and give AT that most valuable player, because the triple doubles that she was getting, that's very hard. I don't know if we'll ever see anything like that.
Yeah. And at her position to do that, very impressive. Very impressive.
Exactly. I mean, she perfected that point forward type of thing with the labrums all jacked up.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's hard to say why Billings looked better there. You could say coaching. You could say whatever system.
I'm gonna tell you, they moved the ball. They passed the ball around the horn way better, and they look for back doors. And the Fever do too much one-on-one, if you know what I mean. Yep. Like downhill, get to the basket, driving. Every now and then, Sophie could pull one. Maybe Lexi is tired of missing. She's trying to find her spot. I've seen her. But if you think about it, they don't move that ball around and pass it like the Valks did last year. The Valks moved that ball, boom. Yeah. And I seen it the other day. It was like boom, boom, boom. And Dallas does it well too. That doesn't work for Mo. Anything. She can't post nobody up.
Yeah. Last year with Golden State, and this year too, they just strike me as a team that doesn't behave like they've got like a true number one player. They've got a collection of really good players that ball out every game. Even when they lose, they still try extremely hard to play in those games and play extremely well together. And Billings was part of that last year. Saw that firsthand. I don't know what the deal is with them this year, and it just hasn't been there. She had an ankle to start the season. I don't know if that's still in the part of the problem, but it's tough to say. It's really, really tough to say. Minnesota gonna be a problem. They're already a problem for the league. Man, they're already a problem.
Yeah, they got it. They look way better than New York. Like they really good. Look at this, 46-26. Can you believe this? This is a blowout. Oh, nice shot. Who's the point guard So Courtney just slides back to the lead guard when Olivia goes to get. Okay, all right.
And they change it up a little bit, and she can play both.
Okay,
so
well then
that's to her credit. That's really, really neat to see that. So,
well, every guard, we all played, even though I was a 2. If they stop my, point guard from getting the ball, I gotta bring it up. You just started the offense. I hated that my school didn't understand that. Like, quit trying to force me to give it to her to start the offense. I can start it from that second, because the pass is just going to go right back to me to do what I do. You just got to start it. Or I could even go to the top and swing that person to the end. And my school was so against, they never had a black girl, black woman point guard yet. They later on did, but they were literally about to do it with me. But they just couldn't bring themselves to do it. That's sad. I could tell that's what it was. They made some excuse. But I was like, okay, whatever. But I can see the floor better. And I know that if there's nothing there, that's really my shot. Straight ahead. I can take that shot. But I'm going to pass. And I'm going to get it to the center that we had. I'm going to make her look good. So I don't know what you were doing. I meant the real expansion team left out.
Yeah, I said earlier, Connecticut and Phoenix are playing like the expansion teams. Real expansion.
Dang, you said Phoenix is playing like an expansion team? No, that's an insult to the expansion teams. That's not even right. I mean, you mean by, tradition, what you think expansion teams should look like? Because I remember when Connecticut was an expansion team. Ooh, nice pass.
Sar said New York are still trying to figure it out with the new coach too. Yeah, they are. They are. I don't think you can count them out though. Got a lot of decent players, a lot of experience.
You know what? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm holding out of my judgment of New York, and I think a lot of people are, because as long as you got Breanna Stewart or Jonquel, you've got 2 MVPs of championships over there, and Sabrina, you got names. But she got back, and then she sat back down, Volunteer.
Yep.
What does Sabrina actually bring to the team? To be honest with me, guys, I'm not being facetious. Is that a foul, or did Coffee go straight up? Oh, she heard it. I like that she kind of went straight. Oh, they gave her a foul. What do you guys think that Sabrina brings to the New York?
She can shoot a 3 ball. Moves well. I don't know how good of a defender she is, but she's from what I see, plays well in that with those players.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's not doesn't need to take a bunch of shots every game. Oh.
Well, Ball said, I don't know when she went back out. What happened was I seen her come in, and then the next time I tried to watch, she was sitting on the bench, mean mugging, and
they said it was a back issue.
Oh, okay.
First, it was an ankle, and then a back. That's nice. Sabrina brings mid-range goodness, sharpshooter qualities, very good passer. She's improved to be a steady household name. How did her early career go for her? They give her the business early on.
Sabrina, a baller. Style is just different. Okay. She brings mid-range goodness, sharpshooter qualities, fair to good passer. She's proved a lot to be a steady household name. Okay.
Yeah, there were definitely question marks with Minnesota. I mean, it looked like, man, what are they going to do? Free load, it looked like to me.
I like that picture. Did you see that picture? I like Courtney in the middle with Miles to the right and Tasha to her left. You see how they bringing her in? They're not trying to force her to the forefront. You know what I'm saying? She is the number 2 pick.
Yep.
Paige was number 1, right? You know, they forced Paige ahead of Arike, but Arike, she spent a lot of time injured. But was she? Maybe so. But she hasn't been playing well since her coach Tramel left. So to me, MDT.
No.
No. Who did you want? Who did you want? I forgot. I think he's gonna say
Betts.
Betts. I think he's gonna say Betts.
Fam?
I said, was it our Fam or Bet?
Who's number 4?
Yep, Bet. Yep.
Yeah, it was Betts. That's right. She went 4, and then Kiki.
I didn't have a problem. 6'7", you can't. You know, come on. You can't. I mean, he's overloaded over there, but I wanted to stay because I still don't trust. I don't trust Shakira to stay healthy. So far, so good. So far, so good. I'll give her that.
Oh yeah, Miles, great pick. Great pick for sure.
She was gonna go 2 the year before. They could never they just couldn't bring themselves to make her number 1. I am too. I'm happy as hell with that. I'm glad. I want her there. The chemistry, because her and Kiki go back to Stanford and LA, and then Duke is there all those years with her. That's a common, that's a connection. Sonia's with her girl, Cassandra. And I be watching them on social media, and Cody is just fitting right in. I'm telling you, chemistry makes a difference. Makes a difference.
Yeah, I agree.
I know Kira doesn't need to play the 5, but Kiki damn sure don't need to play the 5 ball and chill. They don't have to really just be stuck, you know what I mean, like a traditional 5. They don't, and that's what MD I think is trying to tell me. If Fee comes back and you want to keep Natasha on the court, listen, you can play positionless basketball. You don't have to be all stuck in this whole traditional. You gotta be a 5. You gotta be a power. You're a point guard. You don't have to do that.
She missed time last year, and they didn't miss a beat. So
yeah,
all those things are possible.
They got to work on the threes. I mean, if Mystics end up, and then you already told you there are nothing but guards. If they end up picking Hannah Hidalgo, if they get the first pick, I don't know what we're going to do with Georgia, Florek. Nice drop off. God, that's a beautiful pass. Or what did I say, Georgia? Rory. You ready to put? Ball and chill. I seen her in practice, and she was popping some. She was acting like she wanted to be a 3, and she's running that floor like a 3. You might get your wish.
This is good right here. Fact or fiction is Adia 2nd round draft pick.
Yeah, I think she's gonna go at the bottom of the first. It may be a bust. It may be a. I'm telling you, she's gonna.
I think she's gonna get drafted to the Fever, and they're gonna put her at the 4.
Okay. She might go to the Fever. She might. She just might. Well, you laugh. Okay, we're gonna remember this conversation.
I know.
Andy said it, and I'm gonna be with you. I'm gonna back you on that.
Here's what's gonna happen. She's not gonna go to the Fever. She's gonna go to Chicago and make my team's life miserable for the next 5 years.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't. We have enough. Chicago. Oh my God. Chicago has enough going on over there. I mean, my Gabriella, first of all, is out with some knee problem, and they were just getting going.
Yeah, Chicago's got hardship contracts already, so it's a little bit rough going over there.
She was just cooking. I was enjoying it. She helped get them rolling and moving the ball, and she looked good.
And the curiosity of that is during the preseason, didn't really show much. Huh?
No, she didn't. I didn't see that.
And then all of a sudden you get to the regular season and she's playing. Wow. Yeah, she can do something.
Yeah, Ball and Shield, you've been talking about. Listen, I love big. Trust me, I love big guards. But Ball and Shield been talking about sliding this in with Cassandra at the point. I think you did that during a live, and I cannot, for the life of me, ever remember seeing her at the point. I mean, I like people who think out of the box like Ball and Shield, because I do crazy thoughts like that. And then every now and then I'm right. But I have never seen Prosper. I just never seen that. Where did you get that? Because remember, it was like when Olivia went down, Sony became the one. I don't remember that. You wanted Audie to come to Maryland, get that hard coaching, right. Look, she's about to go play with Liv McGill. Don't forget, Liv McGill. Am I right, guys? Liv McGill comes out next year. There's a lot going on. That's what I say, Volunteer. I'm all for the experimentation. I am. That's why when it didn't even bother me, or not. I did not realize, because I'm not in the fandom of Clark. I didn't think it actually fit my thought pattern to put her off ball sometime. I never thought that it was like a omen. Like, I mean, people taking it really personal, and I'm like, I never took it as like a put down. I didn't see it like that.
Yeah, it's.
I was thinking that would help her. I didn't even.
Big Dog was talking about that today, and from a live stream yesterday. Very impassioned summary at the end of that live stream, where that you guys make it too emotional. You want to take the basketball out of it, and you only want to make it about your feelings. Absolutely. And it makes it hard to have reasonable discussions. And he said that here a couple days ago too.
And it's facts. And I understand.
Absolutely true.
But you talked about it, and I use the same terminology as you do, and tribalism and all that. Hey, I get passionate as well. But my thing is, like, I was not saying it like a negative, like she can't handle it. I just thought it would help the team because of the gravity that she draws. And we need her shooting, and we need her to do other things. I was trying to do that for the team's sake. I thought she would see that like a good thing for her and the team. That's all. Not like you failed at point. I mean, are you trying to go down? Are we thinking about your legacy, that you're going to go down as the greatest point guard or something to that effect? Or is that what you're trying to do? Because really the game, by the time she retires, if she stays as long as, like really, really wants to stick it out and get in the Hall of Fame, you don't need to worry about that, because I'm telling you, this is positionless basketball is coming. Free flow play is coming. It's gonna flip. You know, just like sometimes Juju will bring the ball up. If Tebow couldn't handle it, then she's getting trapped. I mean, they were trapping Tebow so bad she was falling on the ground, and so she had to bring the ball up. And sometimes she gets rattled, like if she's tired. You get tired, and people coming at you like that makes it even worse. You're going to turn it over.
And I hear that's the kind of stuff you hear over those Clark channels. It's a lot of that. Just, I mean, if she brings up the ball 89 out of 90 times, well, why the 90th time did she not bring up the ball? Well, they win. You just.
For example, Cooper Flagg, he never played point, but he has guard skills. And they moved him at the point because of his size. And you're going to have a mismatch every time, like Magic Johnson. I get it. I want to see that. I love it. I mean, that's why when Candace would come down, everybody would flare out, get in position, and she'd start the offense, and she'd make a great decision. If it didn't work, they swing it back, and she was open for a shot. That's all we're saying. That's all we're saying. Give it a good, different look. You don't have to. Angel does it. Like, you don't have to. I mean, that's how eventually Alyssa Thomas got to be in the position that she's in. Or, even, I mean, Stewie could bring the ball up. She would do it sometimes. It doesn't, it's so many different things, scenarios of times where but only reason I said that to you, Bonachil, when you were like, why did you say Cassandra? I'm like, is there something I don't know? That's all. I just didn't know that she had, guard skills. That's all. But I love the idea of shoot. If you had a 6'4" badass guy, I want to see it. That's why I can't wait for the Trojans next year, because Taya Fagan, she can do it. I mean, they can play point. Kennedy, Jazzy, Juju, Sanaya, Taya can bring the ball up. And then we got off the bench, we got Ryan Bennett coming over from Davis. Hell, I might even want to bring in little Brooke Shamlin. Hold on, let me hear what Charlotte I'm going to say.
Hello, Ms. D.
Man, Olivia is making this so. Is it because they spread? It's not congested in there or something? Because she's just walking. She understands now she doesn't have to go 90 miles an hour and move too fast. She's just taking her time, and that's what I want Clark to do. Like, you got to take your time. Everything doesn't have to be 90 miles an hour. Like,
Olivia makes that when she goes in the lane like that in her movement. She looks like it's effortless. It looks like
that's what she's doing. That's exactly what it looks like.
It looks to me at times like the other players are just it's as if they don't realize that she can move like that. Like, if you're playing her for the first time, like, oh my goodness, she just blew right by me. Yeah, you just see the tape.
Because it's just pace. It's just pace.
My goodness.
Like, you don't have to. If you watch Kelsey Plum, she'll do it. I told you about the drag thing she does. She gets in there, she's going one speed, then she'll slow down, and then she just. And as a defender, I really can't speed her up at that point, because now she's in the paint, and now you got to be extra careful. And now it's like I'm at a bait to her. But what helps is the flexibility. And I know Kelsey, I believe she does Pilates as well. You got to be able to bend your body sideways, or you got to, one thing I could do is I had so much control over the ball, whether I want to finger roll it or flip it or curve it. There's different ways that I can move the ball around. I could take the ball from behind my back and then show it, and then curl it back out in front of me, and then bring it up, like, so that you can't touch it. You know what I mean? And so can Olivia. Olivia does a lot of things that people, you don't advise, but she's doing it because, and Clark does sometimes too. She'll be one-handed with the ball, and either she's going to come down back with the dribble, or she's going to take it from there to her shot. Or she could take a pass and throw it like 90 feet. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta be flexible with that.
Last year, I thought Paige moved really well too, with a graceful that way, very smooth and fluid. Olivia reminds me of that too, but just more athletic with how she moves.
Yeah,
it's impressive, very, very impressive.
I think Paige gets jammed up quicker and more than than Olivia does, because they're so afraid of getting. You don't think that Olivia is going to shoot. Paige, I don't even back off of her, because I know she's going for the shot. Now Olivia, I don't know what she's going to do. She's showing me something totally different right now, because I would kind of be aware. I'll be weary of her leery of her passing that ball. And that's why she's got the room to I'm not going to pass. I'm going to keep going, because she's so deadly with the pass. But now, but nobody ever really got to see, she got offense too. Like, she can drive and finger roll that ball in there too. But Ball and Chill says she's quicker than you think.
Yeah. I think Parker said that, like, your rookie year, we really don't know what you bring in. And so it's tough for us to adjust, and it takes a minute, but I think the film lies. They don't get her athleticism in her game until she shows up in your gym, or you go to her gym, and again, it looks like they're just standing still and she's moving.
Yep. But exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, Clark, she moves, but she moves with a lot of force. Like, it looks like a lot of energy is being expended with everyone. It doesn't look effortless like Paige. It doesn't look effortless like Miles, where it's just we're just kind of toying with you.
It's like I feel like she's always has to give all she got just to, like, Kelsey used to be like that. And she even said it. She's like, she admits her skill level. She's like, I have to outwork everybody. I have to work hard just to be at the level that I'm at. And so now, since she's put in the time, extra effort, she can do whatever she wants, because now she's put in extra time than any of those people that she's playing against. And that's what I'm waiting for Caitlin to wake up and realize, you gotta work to stay. Listen, the best of the best have to work. I remember Sue Bird. It took her a few years to wake up and get a trainer. They talked about this because they didn't make a lot of money. They get the trainer, eat right. She and Diana were kind of if you look at them, they had the baby fat in their face, and when they came in, real round faced it. And then after that, they had really good low body fat, and the best shape that ever been. And Sue was killing everybody. Sue got so good, so smart, so you could tell she was studying the players she played against, because she wasn't as strong as them. She wasn't as good as them.
On Saturday or Sunday, she said, "Look, I knew that other teams were going to come after my weaknesses, and I had to adjust for those, because that's what you would do. So you would do what you had to do to figure out how they were going to play you and constantly adjust." Yeah.
Gino said he was pleasantly surprised. He never thought that Sue's ceiling was not supposed to be who she became. He said she worked after UConn to be who she became, and I gotta hand it to her. She did that. Yeah, that's another thing. Liv has her IQ is so visible. Like you can see her game is on. She's a pro already. Well, she's already like. Isn't she like, how old is she? Isn't she kind of ahead of her? She's older than most rookies, too.
I'm not sure. Okay, let me check, though. Olivia Miles. 2003. She's 23, yeah. So she's a little older. She's already there.
Because she, she had that. I thought she had 2 medical redshirt years.
One, and then she played 6 games her freshman year, so they might have got a red shirt for that. So 4 years college, but still, she's coming in ready.
When I first saw that kid, when she was a freshman, I was so impressed with her, and to see when she got hurt, I was like, oh no! I was like, what are they gonna do? But she came back with Hannah Hidalgo, and then I was like, damn, she's good too. So what are they gonna do when she comes back? And then she comes back. I'm at the Galen watching them play us, and from then on, I was like, wow, this is really the best duo guard in the country. Like, and then things fell apart, like with them. It happens. I get it. It happens. But they could have been. It could have been special. It could have been, but it wasn't. They couldn't. Now that I see how Miles plays, it just doesn't flow with Hannah, because Hannah's trajectory was to try to be the best in her class or even in the country. Like that's where her mindset. She wanted to be on a Juju level. Like she, but then Sarah Strong came along. And so it was like, ooh, because she was second to Juju, right? Well, Juju was second to Clark in the country scoring. And it wasn't just scoring. It was a matter of a lot of things. And then the next year, Juju and Hannah were neck and neck. Hannah had an edge. And then I told everybody, Juju's going to pass her. She's going to do something extraordinary. That's what she does. That's how I used to think. Like, I'm going to do something extraordinary just to bust this shit open. And that's what she did. 38, 11, 8, and 5, and 6. I mean, it was like Hannah can't catch her. There was just no way. And it didn't mean that she had a higher average than Hannah. It was just on a bigger stage, she knew how to bust it open. But Hannah did too. Hannah beat us. Hannah beat UConn. But then Hannah they go out of the country and they do something weird and lose to Utah and lose to TCU and, back to back. It was just like, then towards the end, they lost to North Carolina. It was just like weird. And that's when we found out they're having problems. And I always talk about that. I'm like, you had Sonia Citron, Maddie Westbell, Latu King, Olivia Bowles, Hannah, Cassandra Prosper. What are we doing here? Like, what? Why can't you guys get to the Final Four? Hell, you couldn't even get to the Elite Eight. I said that was a complete, utter breakdown that obviously Coach Ivy couldn't fix. She just couldn't. There's nothing she could do. Okay, let's see. So, oh, dang. That's not a foul on Tasha Mack? That's not a foul? Even Olivia, I don't even understand what just happened. Ka fouled her right there, and then
they gave him the ball.
And then she kept going, and then she runs into Tasha. but they didn't call
Ooh,
the
that's
foul.
nice. Oh,
Ooh.
Oh, that would have been really nice. That was a great foul play there.
Ooh. Okay, look how they're playing off each other. There's Courtney, and then you see how Liv's going. Ooh! Oh, I'm behind you. Tasha, this is the weird stuff I'm talking about. Tasha be getting out of shape. You see what I'm talking about? Like, she's tired right now. It's the third quarter. This is what I'm talking about with her. This is where age takes over. This is when I be like, okay, she's older. Because your back stiffened up on that shot.
Yeah, that would have been nice. That would have been nice.
Did you see how she got that ball to her? Look at that. She probably could get it to 12 if 12 would have cut in front of 8 on Phoenix. Cut. Will you guys cut? See, they're just leaving it for her to drive. They're like, no, she's young. She can go. I think Liv tired too, though.
Williams has been making shots like that all season long. All season long, she's been doing that.
Wait a minute. You are ahead of me. Good golly. There you go. You are right. I think she is so happy she don't have to play point because she is in. How this woman who be drinking and going partying in such good shape? I don't know.
Because Heidman's in Seattle now.
Good point. That's true. She don't got a drinky buddy.
And she says, "No, my money's long now. I have to stay home."
And she got a nice deal. She a millionaire now?
Well, I think she's on her way to doing that. So.
Wow.
I don't know what they got her for. I could check, but
Courtney was almost out of the league for that fight that she had outside that club. And look at what she's doing now. She's keeping her nose clean. I'm telling you that right now.
Let's see what they're playing, Williams. Oh yeah. I take that back. They gave her a max. She is a millionaire.
Oh yeah, she got the max. That's what I thought. Yeah, she got the max.
2-year max.
Okay, there's a max and then there's a super, right?
And she's got a max.
And then the super goes to P?
Yeah.
And then what about McBride?
McBride also got a max.
Yeah, I was gonna say she should. Okay, then what Tasha get?
Tosh got 2 years, 1 point.
How did they get so many $1 million? What? So
Tosh is making 7 this year. 7.
Okay, that's better. Okay,
yeah.
But you're saying in general it's going to total them.
Yeah, that I was thinking maybe she could go back to Indiana next year. Minnesota's got her locked up for next year too.
Oh, she got her locked up. She's going to close out. She needs to close out here. She's going to be 36. You said she got to close. She got to close out here. These will be your sisters for life. There's legendary people that play for the Lynx.
Let's see what they.
Courtney's having so much fun. Courtney is having. Courtney's back to where she was. She is having so much fun.
Yeah.
You can't tell her nothing.
She's been balling out, just shooting, catch and shoot, middies, threes.
Courtney, because Courtney used to play in Connecticut. So she's been a teammate of Bonner, been a teammate of Thomas. There was another Thomas back in the day. Like this is, she looks so good right now. Courtney is balling. Unbelievable.
Connecticut, Atlanta. She was in Atlanta, played a year in Chicago.
Yeah, she got into her and Kennedy didn't get along. And then that's where she had the fighting incident where she nearly I thought she got kicked out for a year, but she was totally in some mess. And then she got an opportunity with Connecticut. Then she came to Chicago, and then it wasn't working. It just it wasn't working. And then she left to Lynx, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay, Lynx. But her moves all made sense. Like, it wasn't, she starred. She always did well wherever she was. It wasn't like, maybe the Atlanta thing I kind of saw like she was in trouble. But she never played for the Sparks, huh? She never played for us.
No,
she
started off,
played
for Connecticut and Phoenix her rookie year, then came to Connecticut, stayed there for 3 years. Then 2020, she went to Atlanta for a couple of years, went back to Connecticut for a year, went to Chicago, and has spent the last 2 seasons with Minnesota. And then this is her 3rd season with Minnesota. Yeah, I didn't realize she was a max player. Yep.
Oh, yeah,
that's good.
I did. I know she was. I heard it. What threw me off was like, but you explained it. Because I was like, damn, how are you a max when Tasha has won more championships than you? I mean, Tasha's won more championships than Fee. Fee hasn't even won one.
Yeah. And it's
and
probably
she's not making as much as Fee's not even playing, and she's still not making as much.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Tasha's getting close to the twilight.
And okay, maybe that's it. Okay,
let me look at not Connecticut, but Phoenix. You can't blame these players. I mean, yeah, if we were them, wouldn't you want one last payday too? Chance to win. I mean, yeah, you can't blame them for that, for sure.
Yeah, you gotta. That's what Tina Charles was hoping. Like all these years she put in, she was in the middle of, like, if she would have retired, she would have got that retirement money, right? And maybe they allowed it because she didn't get picked up. They could have fixed that for her, but I think she wanted to go out with a big payday. But are we really going to go give her a super max somewhere for 1 year? Nobody was feeling it. Nobody was really gonna. I mean, respectfully, Tina is. You are a Hall of Famer. You are amazing, in your whole career, but not worth that.
I'm looking at the Mercury and Bonner. They gave her $500,000. So that's what she
nice. She deserved. That's good.
$500,000. And to your point about that, Cloud was out there in the wild for a little while, if you remember, before Chicago picked her up.
Yeah, but she acted like she was waiting for $1 million. And not giving her $1 million.
And that's the other thing. That to your point earlier is that likely wasn't going to happen. She switched like three different agents.
She was probably trying to hold out for that, and I'm like, no, I'm not giving you $1 million.
And she eventually took a 1 year, $555,000 contract in Chicago.
And the crazy part is, at least you're not getting it chopped. You're not in Cali where it's going to get chopped.
Well, Illinois is still pretty bad.
It is? Okay.
Yeah, it's high there too. Yeah, if you're looking at taxes, you want to play in Texas. You
Canada.
don't want to. Canada, I don't know.
No, Seattle
is high too. Yeah,
no,
Texas.
I thought that they don't. Vegas doesn't have state tax, and Seattle doesn't have state.
I think Arizona is friendly too, but Texas, Arizona, and Nevada, okay there. But they get screwed anyway, because whenever you play in another state, then they consider that income from that state, and you have to file taxes for that state. So when the Fever have to go play in LA, they pay California taxes on that money there and there. So and that's across the board for all sports. So they get you anyway, regardless whether your home team is based in Texas or Nevada. They call it a jock tax. Pretty messed up deal for some players. Is some entertainers that have to go through the same thing.
Yeah.
And that was true when even they weren't making very much money, comparatively speaking. So.
Yeah, because in our first year, the base salary, like if I made it right, it would have been 30,000.
Yeah.
And but okay, in Cali, so you're gonna take 22% or something at that time off of it. But the whole thing about it was, it's for 3 months. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And that's what we thought of it. Like, like, yeah, 3 months. But when you in a job, you get in a workforce that you're making that anyway. It was like, I'm not quitting my job to do that. Like, I'm trying to get in the workforce so I can get up to that and more. And then it would have been a thing like, okay, you're going to go overseas. And that's how I would have had to come back. I didn't decide to go. I was supposed to start in Australia and then go from there. And then would have been like, I'm a year younger than Cooper. So Cooper came in at 34 and she left at 37. So it would have been a very just short experience. And then I turned around, and what's my life going to be? If I did that, go back into what workforce? I didn't start with the county until I was 29. So I don't know, but if I came out, you know what I mean? It would have been like a coaching gig. It would have been coaching. It would have to stay in sports because all that time I would have been overseas. And so where would I have worked for experience? So my whole life I would have stayed in sports. That's the only thing I think of. But now that I love things like sports medicine and sports management, I really was interested in that. I think I could see myself doing that. Sports medicine, but it was a new thing at the time.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think when through all that CBA talk earlier in the year, there's a lot of narratives around that, but in doing some research on some of that, Taurasi going overseas and sitting out a season to play.
Yeah.
And it was essentially because she was making multiples of what she would have made here playing domestically.
She made a lot of money in Russia.
Yeah, I mean, and you can't blame players for doing that. And then the W decided, okay, well, you got to be back at a certain date.
I remember all those times.
You got to be back, or you can't play. You're like, what?
But we used to, but before we used to have to wait until we would wait till they got back, and then the season didn't go as long. They had a couple of months. No, they had maybe, because I had a friend that played overseas. So what did she do? And a couple of them, Lisa, I think all of them might have played a year or two or something like that. And then they start making the 100,000 or two. It was only like a few at the top could do that, could make that. And then Lisa did TV, she did modeling, she did brand, she got a shoe deal. She was able to, make her money, but not everybody was on that tier.
Exactly. And through going through some of that information about the time when they came up with that prioritization clause, which stipulates you have to be back by a certain date, and if you don't, then you're not eligible for that following WNBA season. And the league wanted to make that even more stringent. So we want you to play for us. We're not sure we want to pay you some really decent salaries to do this, but we want to restrict you at the same time. What are we talking about here? And then I saw an interview where one of the, I don't remember who was, I think it was Spotify, Spotcast, somebody was up, and they interviewed a commissioner. And she's saying, hey, listen, I'm all for women's basketball. We encourage them to play wherever and do and maximize their earnings here, there, anywhere. And that made sense, right? For her to say that, because if you didn't want to pay him, then you can't really blame them if they want to go somewhere else.
You can't be mad at that.
And the reason why I bring this up is because the narrative around the CBA talk at the time was, oh, those women need to stay here, either play here or play nowhere else. Like, what are you talking about?
That's what they and that's what I heard. And I said, I know they're not thinking, because remember they were going to push it up so it would interfere with Unrivaled. I said, that's the dumbest thing. I said, that's it. All they're doing is like getting kind of like when you need to play pickup, or you need to be playing basketball, like, you're going to work out, you're going to condition, but there's an opportunity that at some point you got to play basketball somewhere. But now they're going to do it and get paid. That's all Unrivaled is really doing.
Right.
And keeping you healthy. But I know, some people are getting hurt, but they would get hurt. I mean, they got top tier facilities to take care of them. Some of these WNBA team didn't even have, hell, my favorite team, the Sparks, didn't even have a real facility.
Yeah.
They, you could talk about, this is a franchise, please. This is a franchise that's an inaugural franchise, and we didn't even have nothing for them.
And you're going to try to tell somebody to not go make $200,000 for 10 weeks of work? What? Exactly. Are you serious?
$200,000 and you have the opportunity to earn more if you get in some of the contests.
Yes. I mean, is this not America, or?
It is America, because America is about commodity and capitalism. So I'm the commodity and I'm capitalizing. What are we talking about?
With some folks, and this might be a misogynist, sort of chauvinistic type of mindset, the people talking that way, and it just kind of told me they just want sports their way. They want to be entertained on their terms, and they don't care if the people who are entertaining you are being taken advantage of, aren't getting paid their worth, or valued the way that they should be. So that's where you get that sort of wreck. I never fell into that because I thought it was ridiculous. Okay,
I always thought I could, when I heard about this getting paid, to do what I did in college, we used to talk about these days, that ever happening. I always thought that was a thing to do. Once I heard that the coaches were making $1 million, I said, oh God, no. No, there's no way I'm spending 3 to 4 hours of my freaking day and going to school. And some of us had partial, some people had partial, and I earned the other half of that. And you know what I'm saying? And you can't work when you're on a full scholarship. That's one thing.
Right.
And so you mean to tell me I'm making this school, especially football players, making millions of dollars, not women, but the football.
You can attest to this, because I know this happened at the school you went to, where the coach would recruit a kid out of high school. He'd play for 3 years, maybe a running back, maybe a position where you're getting hit all the time. And that kid maybe gets hurt somewhere during the line. And all of a sudden you never hear from him again. And then at the end of it, you use them up, and that's it. Thank you for your service, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
And you're going to tell me that kid didn't add value to your university, didn't bring fans in, and you used him up? That happened here locally all the time. Would tell me about that. They would just use these people up, and then they try to go to the NFL. Sorry, you're too beat up to play.
Too beat up.
That's just not right. It wasn't right when you were there. Wasn't right when I was a kid watching football, and it's not right now. So they're not. I mean, these coaches are making $10 million a year. You think anybody's going to watch a coach?
Here's what I want to bring up to you. How come in track and field I can go pro from high school, but you can't do that in basketball? If I chose, Allison Felix chose to go pro. My sister convinced her family and said that's the best option for her, actually. And then one of the reasons why is at the time was one of the best options is because if you go to a university, that coach can make me run when I make me, it's like put the pressure to have me run 4 events, sometimes 5, do 4 or 5 things, or just run me into the ground, basically. And especially if you're really good, you know what I mean? If you're super good, you want to get all, like if it was Allison, I'm like, hell yeah. I'm like, Allison, I need you to run a 4x1, the 100, the 200, and a mile relay. I need the points in order to beat UCLA today. Or in the nationals or something, right? Well, that would be hard to do because there's a lot of heats. So my thing is, they allowed us to go pro and track after a year or before you get to even choose to go to college. But why isn't it like that in basketball? And I remember the reason why for the WNBA was because it was smarter for them, because it wasn't something that was guaranteed. So we wanted women to be able to make sure you get your degree, because a lot of the women before me that are older than me, a lot of people that I knew that played, they like you said, they would get hurt and they disappeared, never finished school, or they finished school and they finished their eligibility and never graduated, never finished. I always, oh, so you graduated from something? No, I didn't finish. I still got some classes or some credits. And here we are, 40, 50, 60 years old, and they still don't, they still talking about those credits. And I made it a point like, oh, hell no, you're not going to use me up like this. I'm getting something. I'm getting a degree out of this, maybe 2, because they asked me to be a grad assistant. But I'm telling you, like, I was like, I remember at a young age thinking in my mind, I didn't say it to the ladies, but I was like, you let them do that. And then you didn't even, this free education, you didn't take advantage of. And now the only way you can get that is if you pay for it. Oh, no. That's just too much of a sacrifice, being a student athlete. And that you don't get your diploma or no, absolutely not. And it happened all the time. Now, we used to see them in the summer in LA, in the summer league. Lisa Alderman, Cynthia Alderman played. And then as that group went on, then it was another group. Even me, I could come back and play, and I'm going to play with former players. We had that level, then you had high school players, then you had college players that could play with us, because it wasn't AAU, wasn't amateurs. It was actually something they explained. I can't remember how come they could play with us. So now they're so unbelievably untouchable. Like, they train all summer, they go to classes. So that's how come some of them are graduating in 3 years, because they're actually taking summer classes and training. So they're like year round with each other. And some of them are coming out, like Malia Samuels graduated early. Tessa Johnson from South Carolina. Many more finished like in 3 years. Kiki finished in 3. And then she comes down for her senior year to USC. And she took, she probably was able to finish her master's in a year. Because if you go to summer school and then regular, right, you can get that second degree that would normally take 2 years. So they're getting a really good deal. I mean, these women are playing a smart. I mean,
yeah.
smart. I love it. They are playing. And it's really good.
And really for the big time prospects, they're cashing in on that NIL too.
Yep, they are. They absolutely are. And
good for them.
And I'm happy. I'm happy for them. I'm happy. It hurts. A little jealous, but hell, I'm happy for them. They that's great. And they can brand, they could, I was pulling into my godson one at Raising Cane, and he was like, there's Malia, like a cutout billboard. Or we might see Lauren Betts, or I can't remember the other UCLA player. Like, when you're going through the drive-through, there's a cutout. I'm like, this is amazing. I don't believe I'm looking at a college basketball player, promo ad with them on here like this, and they're not even the star of the team necessarily, and that's good. So everybody has an opportunity to get it, small or big, And that's one of the things you want to. Oh my gosh, the Mercury are losing by 30. MD, this is too much. Okay. We lost our. There's nobody gonna watch this with us. We're gonna shut this down tomorrow. Okay. I got something to do. I won't not be back home probably till 8:30, and I don't even know if there's any games going on. But if there is, oh wait, let me see Ball and Chill. Ball and Chill always sticks with me to the end. I love that about Ball and Chill. Ball and Chill comes in, might be a little late, but gets in there, lives, seals up. Wait, before we leave, Ball and Chill just said Liv sealed up the Rookie of the Year. I was gonna say that too, right? But then AZ kind of woke up, right? And yeah. remember how last year Kiki and Sony were kicking Paige's butt, and then Paige took off. So Ball and Chill, do you still want to stick to this? I mean, do you think AZ can? I don't know. Liv is looking too doggone good, and their team.
So far, she's in the lead. There's 4 games. Lead. There's 4 games tomorrow. Connecticut at Atlanta. 4 games. Connecticut at Atlanta, Chicago at Washington, Portland at Golden State. That should be a good one, and this might be a good one too. Las Vegas at Los Angeles. So, will I see you at that game?
Wait a minute. No, I ain't going down there for that. That's true. I guess I could. You know what? I guess I could.
It says tickets like as low as $20.
See, now you're. Wait a minute. Now you're messing with me now. Nah, because I'll have to drive back late. But that's a good. I might think about it. Let me think about that one. $20, huh?
Well, yeah, that's what this says. So I don't know where that is, but $20.
It doesn't matter because you can move it. If you get in there, you can move around.
Yeah, but there's 4 games. So
okay, 4 games, and that's Tuesday. That's only Tuesday. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Portland, Golden State. That's going to be interesting.
Portland and Golden State. Oh, that's going to be good.
And then Atlanta at home, I want to see them. And Chicago at Washington might be okay too. We'll have them. I'll have them on for sure. So,
well, you gotta make sure that I'm up here for the Dream Fever.
Oh, yeah. On Thursday. Yeah.
So wait,
that's going to be a 4:00 game for you. So.
Oh no! Wait a minute. My godson graduates at 2:00. I can't believe I'm gonna. Okay, that's a game. That's something I'm probably gonna have to come and talk. I may have to find out what happened through you. I may have to be watching it because the graduation's at 2:00. Probably only be an hour. They're talking about going to eat. Oh my God!
You better have your phone out. Get with Amazon.
I probably am. And then if it's crazy, if it goes crazy, MD, and I come up, you gotta come up. I don't care if it's 9:00. You gotta come up.
Well, I'm gonna be up. Here's why: because the second game on Thursday is Golden State at Minnesota. You're gonna want to be on for that. So,
okay, I gotta try to get home for that
because that's gonna be a 6:00 game for you. So,
oh my gosh. Okay, I gotta go to bed. All right. Sony is out for the. Oh no, Sony is out for the Mystics.
Oh, that stinks, really.
And Kelsey is out for the Sparks.
Yeah, that's true. It's a bummer.
But what I've noticed lately is that because they have done that double up thing, people have been stepping up and stepping in for these people that are out. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just trust the process. Let's just trust the process here. Okay? All right. Okay. All right, everybody. I'm out. Thank you, MD. Thank you.
All right. We'll talk to you.
Thank you, sir. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you for hanging in there with me. And good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Around here, this is more than a game. It's family. its culture, its legacy. A community that understands the work, respects the grind, and honors the journey. From the hardwood to the highlight moments, to every player chasing greatness. This is where passion grows, where fans become family, where standards are protected, where women's basketball lives. Welcome to Everybody Loves Juju 12.